Run them lights up. Skull Talk with Big Dog Chico. Run them lights up. You already know what it is. Checking in internationally and nationally known. The B.I.W. the D.O.W. Chico to the C and the place to be. Coming to you live. Back like vertebrae. Run them lights up. Wherever you checking in from, listening in from, how you listening in, put it in the chat, put it in the comments. Interact, engage, and get live. Yeah. Run them lights up. You already know what time it is. Go hard like a big dog. Order today. Get your Big Dog Chico Skull shirts merch right now is in the chat. You want to join this channel? Come on and state your opinion. You can. You can. Come on. Join. The link is in the comments right now. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do, man. Run them up, run them up, run them up. One time. Run them lights up. It's time to run them lights up. It's time to run them lights up for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, finally the big dog is back with another live radio edition. Run them lights up. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard too. So, with an article posted in the New York Post, it says Shadur Sanders makes clear why he's returning to Colorado and not going to the NFL. I'm sure most of us who've been following Colorado Buffalo, Shadur Sanders, Coach Prime, and their whole journey, you probably know that Shadur is not going to go pro this year. And matter of fact, Coach Prime not going to allow him to go pro this year. Like he said, he wants his sons to go pro together, Shiloh and Shadur, including Travis Hunter. You could throw him in there too as a son, honorary son, adopted son, however you want to put it. So that's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, now Dallas, Texas in the building, Chi-Town, San Fran. Oh, now Reverend B.J. Nelson, Anthony Steele, Chanel all day. We up in here, baby. Yes, sir. But, hey, two not going anywhere. I'm sure you guys know this. Stank Mouth said he got two going third round next year. All right, man. Your comment's going to be disabled from now on. From when you got Shadur Sanders going in the third round. Behind who? What quarterback getting picked before Shadur Sanders? I don't think there's going to be that many in front of him. I don't think it's going to be one in front of him. Colorado is retaining its signal caller for the 2024 season, DEION Sanders' son, of course. Shadur, who started for the Buffaloes this past season at quarterback, he is going back to school for his senior season, as I'm getting texts coming in. Okay, I'll handle that. He's going back to school for his senior season. He made clear why. He posted on Twitter on Friday night that Colorado has the pieces for 2024, coming off a 4-8 campaign in his father's first year as the team's head coach. And Shadur said, and I quote, "Y'all know I'm not declaring this year. We got the pieces we need to do it big this year," he wrote. Sanders put forth some impressive numbers under center and out of the shotgun last year, should I say, the Post said. In his first campaign at Colorado, Sanders completed 69.3% of his passes, throwing for over 3,200 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Only 3 interceptions with a 151.7 rating. Isn't the perfect rating 153.8, something like that? Hey. So Shiggity said he would not be declaring for the draft. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm coming back with the L on my chest for leader. The Buffalo season was loud, beginning with Coach Prime's first Power 5 campaign with 3 straight wins, including a victory over 2022 national title runner-ups TCU, of course, the Horned Frogs. That's what started the season off. Then Colorado also defeated Nebraska and rival Colorado State. Unfortunately for the Buffs, they went 1-8 following their hot start, only defeating Arizona State during that late stretch. That's all right, Doug. Head coach DEION Sanders has been active in recruiting, including in the transfer portal, of course, as the Buffaloes are putting together an improved roster on paper for 2024. According to 247 Sports, Colorado has secured 20 transfers and counting, including 6 4-star players. His son is also on the recruiting, posting a plea for Alabama players in the aftermath of Nick Saban's sudden retirement, seemingly urging them to make the move from Bama to Boulder, where right now it's definitely colder. As we've seen the temperature dropping up there in Colorado this time of year, that's what happens. You know what I mean? So no big worries. We all good. Hello, Tamara McCaskill, aka Mama McCaskill. No, that's not Alton's mom. Alton's mom. We already Tamara said she is not related to Alton. Shout out to him and his mom. Actually, his mom was on a live with us. She usually checking in. So shout out to Mama McCaskill, Miss Monica, who checks in with us from time to time. And yes, that's what it is, man. Shadur Sanders definitely coming back. If y'all don't have your merch right now, man, get your merch, man. Get it for yourself. You know, get you something to represent. You want to go to the games. You want to watch the game on TV. You want to post your picture and have it reposted by your dog. Probably have it featured on the show. I could put your picture up like this right here or whatever. Repost it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Holla at your dog and get you some merch. Get you some merch. We're making sure we put that out there so y'all can know. Sko big, Sko hard, Sko time. Get you some Sko shirts by Big Dog Chico right now. Sko big or Sko home. We also got that Sko hard or Sko home. And more of them. Got some coming soon, man. Got that confidence. Yeah, that's right. That's coming. Yeah, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Tamara said, thank you, but hello. Alto, see that new O-line, and he over there drooling, right? And Alto posted after the national championship game. He said, he posted on Twitter. Let me see if I can quote it also. But I think he said basically that national championships are won with run games. You know, you saw the MVP of the game. Championship teams control the run, is what he said. Championship teams control the run game, and that's real. And that's real. Championship teams control the run game. Y'all saw Michigan, and I think that'll set up us for a perfect start and campaign this year. How many times you quote Migos bad and bougie? Bill, I'm a dog roof. Knocking them walls loose. Oh, nah. I need some ski beard or Chico. All right, man, you tripping. Confident. Yeah, that's right. Stuck her tummy down in her tights. Shout out to the good guys, Corey Phillips and his staff. I want to know what you guys think, though. Can Shadur Sanders win the Heisman Trophy next year? And can he do it with a run game? Does he have to pass the ball 24/7 to win the Heisman? Or do y'all think with a better record and putting up similar numbers that he put up this year, but with a run game and with winning, I think that puts him in that Heisman candidacy. I think that put him in top 3 right there because that winning is huge, I think, in considering for the Heisman. And I think that winning is huge. Winning is huge for winning ball games. Winning is huge for winning the Heisman. Running is huge for winning ball games, and I think they need to incorporate that with Alton McCaskill big time this year. And Shadur will be doing his thing, as you saw him with the new SS2 ski goggles. I love it. It's -4 degrees right now in Denver. Laugh out loud, but hey, you ain't got to be outside every day. I'm at work and I'm getting it. I'm at work and I'm getting it. Riding around and I'm getting it. Oh, now Sway C. -4 is crazy though. DEION Sanders Jr. Bucky posted on his page saying, man, it's a different type of cold out here in Colorado right now. It's a different type of cold in Colorado right now, man. And I can't understand it. Out here in Hawaii right now is actually pretty cold. Well, comparative to the normal weather, what is it, like 60 some, very low 70s right now? But it's cool. It's what my mom used to call back in the day. It's flu season. It's cold weather season. It's catch a cold season. It's definitely flu season out here right now, and I think it's a cold front going over all over the country right now, which is crazy. What is this? And the Arctic blast is messing up the whole North America right now. That's crazy. It's 50 in New Jersey right now. Wow. So I'm not with it. I don't know. I haven't thought about going to the beach or getting in a pool or something like that in weeks. It's been freezing. Walking around with hoodies on and stuff. So yeah, man, I got to get on to this. Let me see. It was some news about. Y'all check out the live from last night where we did a reaction video also at the end of it. So we got some new things on there you guys can check out from the live stream. The new recruiting coordinator, the new member to the recruiting staff for Coach Prime in Colorado. He is on his way to Colorado, as he posted, saying that he's on his way. He's coming. He put that picture with what's his name, Devin Respis. He put a picture with the bat signal in the sky, but it has the Colorado logo on there. Let me share this with you guys so y'all can at least see what I'm looking at. Let me know how you listening in, where you listening in from. Are you just listening? Are you watching? Does it matter if I show anything on the screen? Let me know. But Devin Respis posted, I'm on my way. And he posted this picture with the athlete, the number 1 on, and question marks on the jersey. He's looking to get guys. Pretty excellent, should I say, recruiter coming from FAMU, did his thing. Whenever y'all see Coach post this, we got a dog coming. Bird's eye view said that. Colorado signing Devin Respis to their staff is underrated move. Most these new snooze outlets won't talk about it. In the last 2 years, I've mentioned FAMU in dozens of videos that Rico knows, and it's primarily based on my assessment of their roster. Head coach Willie Simmons gets most of the credit, and rightfully so, for his team going 21-1 in their last 22 games. The man behind the scenes contributing to the success on the field was Coach Riz. Last offseason, I noticed an uptick in the caliber of players signing with FAMU in the transfer portal. The pipeline and connection to Florida-based players was clearly visible. This led me to predict they would win the SWAC, and I even thought they'd have a chance against USF in week 2 of college football season. As the season concluded, one would have to be a fool not to notice the on-field success of FAMU. You look at the players like Kelvin Dean and Marcus Riley having their resurgence, and you realize it's because of someone like Coach Riz believing in them. I also credit the recent transfers additions of running back Jaquez Yant, quarterback Daniel Richardson, O-lineman Quayshawn Sapp, and running back Rodney Hill, decommit, to Coach Riz, punching above his weight class. Coach Prime has solidified and reinforced his pipeline to Florida. A move like this will pay dividends. That is true. Rico Knows did weigh in on that and said something that was worth saying on this one. He don't always say stuff worth saying, but he said something in. So shout out to him. Credit due when credit is due. credit given when credit is due, I guess I could say. Shout out to my dog, Adam. Devin Rispit set to join Colorado staff. Adam says, Assistant Director of Player Personnel. The guy did his thing. Some guys just have a knack for getting players and knowing the areas and so on. But yeah, some guys have a knack to be able to bring in some guys and recruit guys and have that relationship with the area, with the family, things like that. I think is going to be huge addition for Coach Prime because he really wants to sink his teeth into getting some Florida boys. And this guy right here has the connection. He got the complexion for the connection. All right. Other news I just saw in the chats, and this is true. Yes. Coach DC, Dennis Thurman is the new DC in University of Colorado out here in Hawaii. He's coming out, and he's probably already out here with Coach Timmy Chang to help do their thing in Hawaii. I think this is a good move for Coach DT. He has ties, coming from playing at USC. Had done his thing in the past out here in Hawaii. I think that he's going to be fine. He's going to do some big things in Hawaii. There's going to be a big-time improvement. Rico loves the movie. He's going to be a big-time improvement, I think, to Hawaii and what they're trying to do out here in Hawaii. Please help. I just ran out of gas with my daughter and it's freezing. I have a connect. This guy, you did the same thing last night, bro. How you going to come on here and do it again? Man, you've been scamming people out of money? That's how you do it? Come on, man. I can't even put that on there. Man. It's crazy how people will try to scam folks on the internet that easy, that fast, without any. Unbelievable. Wendy DMB, that hawk outside, boy. That hawk is outside. Sway C said, on lunch watching. I appreciate you, big dog. On that lunchtime getting it in. We coming with some players. Yeah, we coming with some guys. There's some guys in that transfer portal. Right. There's some guys in that transfer portal. I'm going to pull up the transfer portal, too, and just look over it right quick. There's some guys in that transfer portal, man, that's still there that I'm wondering why they're still there. I would say this. I think Coach Prime is holding on some scholarships for a lot of these schools who've lost their coaches. And when the schools lose their coach, Big Brook, when the school lose their coach, that's when they can transfer. 334 checking in. DJ. Sitting at home making stuff up. Right. You see that, man? That's crazy. Third rounder. We got Reverend BJ Big Brook up in here coming in from San Francisco, checking in with me. Let me see. Make sure I show this on the screen for you guys if I can. Going to that transfer portal. As of right now, there's still some guys in there that I think we can take advantage of. I said last night on the live. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about this too if you want to chime in. I think that, we got some big boys up front, and I'm happy with the ones we have. But look at this. Latest update today. Antonio Kite is in the transfer portal. This is why we're holding on to those scholarships, not getting rid of them so fast. Got guys still coming into the portal, especially from schools like this. Washington and Alabama. Both just lost their coach. Alabama just signed Washington's coach, Kalen DeBoer, to be there. And now you got these guys coming over. Coming over in the chat. No talk on kickers. Who put it in the end zone? You're right. 205 Eastside checking in. Shout out to B-Ham, baby. Winona, Westside, Bessemer. Shout out to Centerpoint. You know what I mean? Oh, nah. We up in here. All right. So what I was saying was, as far as the transfer portal goes, I thought I was sharing it with you. I'll make sure I share it with you now. This is why you don't pick up everybody you see off the street. Seen lots of people cry. I've been out the loop. Did we get any good linebackers? I don't think we had any good linebackers come through yet. I said yet because, like I said, Alabama still losing. Got players going into the transfer portal. Washington also. Can't wait till the season starts, big dog. Me neither, dog. At least Coach Thurman got back on the field, millions of miles away, but back on the field. I wouldn't say millions of miles away. Goodness gracious, I'm not that far away. Thousands, but not that many. Millions of miles away. Hoover checking in. Man, we got B-Ham checking up in this thing, baby. Hoover, Center Point, Bessemer, or should I say Bessemer, East Lake. We out here, baby. Elijah, what's good, young bull? My dog. 09. Any chance those linebackers get some time this year? I think those young linebackers are ready. Victory Johnson, Morgan Pearson. Shout out to JB also. You think T. Hunter stay another year? My theory is they push. No, he's leaving after this year, dog. Travis Hunter, I don't need to stay after this year. Travis gone. What? Travis out of here. Hoover laugh out loud. Shout out Spain Park. Spain Park, baby. Spain Park, Clay Chalkville, all of them. Who visiting this weekend? I would have to look and see. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. Besma, that's how you do it. It's Besma, baby. Yes, sir. It would be dope to see Shiloh recruit someone for the defense and give the Headache Gang more members. Israel Solomon's dad said he's going to be a part of that Headache Gang. Watch. Look out for him. Look out for him. Brooke, now what you doing? What you got going on out there on the West Coast, baby?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, we good, man. We just living life out here on this good Saturday. Trying to get right.
Sure enough. Man, it's cold out here in California. It's in the 40s.
Dang, it's going crazy everywhere right now.
You thought it wasn't?
It's going crazy. I'm going to put in weather right now. Yeah, we 70 degrees. I'm 70 degrees right now in Hawaii, and that's not typical, baby. That's not typical. Let me see about the rest of the country. But yeah, that's super cold out there.
As a whale's tail.
Cold as a whale's tail.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Sure enough. I was thinking about something. Folks need to start thinking logically, not emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Because and part of that is because they're not recognizing and giving Prime his proper due, because Prime is methodical in what he does. He doesn't take unnecessary risk. He's methodical in what he does. And I've been sitting in the background, listening to what some people are saying. One, Prime ain't leaving Colorado until baby girl, his daughter, is eligible to transfer to another school if he goes to another school. He not leaving her there. That's his baby. That's his baby girl, the last one. He not leaving her.
He's not leaving. Period.
Right. And so I was looking at Lightsey talking about Stephen A. Putting up talking about Prime going here, there, and everywhere. But Prime is methodical. If Prime could write his own ticket. Something was said the other day. One of the coaches said the Pac-12, head of the Pac-12, I mean the Big 12, said that he's not worried about Prime. Prime is not going to take over a program. He's going to create his own legacy where he is. That way, because that's what Saban did. That's what Harbaugh did up in Michigan. They created their own legacy where they are. And so if you're going to get some money, you got to create your own stuff.
Exactly. And I like that. He been said that. I saw some people posted today saying what Prime said. He been said that. He said, hey, I would rather build a legacy than go inherit one. And that's just him and how he's built. Why would you? A lot of people are just not going to want to go to Alabama right behind Nick Saban, because you could be set up for the failure right there. But then a lot of people look at it like, wait, this is a great opportunity. I could go in with a team like kind of like Steve Kerr did and take these guys to the championship based off of what Nick Saban already built. I got a built-in program ready to go. But if you coach Prime, it's set up for you to come in. It's a no-win situation, in my opinion. It's set up for you to come in. You can win all the championships in the world, and people still gonna say that was Nick Saban's team. Nick Saban set it up for him. Nick Saban did this. Nick Saban was still in the back office. Nick Saban, he wouldn't have did it without, So I think he's in the perfect place to do it, and can't nobody say he did it and it was because of this reason, other than it's because of Prime and the Prime effect and what he did. That's what I think. And no, I don't think he's going to go anywhere anytime soon. No need to. Baby girl is comfortable. He's comfortable. His family is there. It's not too far, in my opinion, from Texas. He's free to do his thing. In Alabama, all the hands won't be off the football program to let him do his thing. There'll still be other chefs in that kitchen, trying to help him.
Exactly.
and they'll try to take credit for it. So Alabama is not the move, especially not right now. So that's just me. I think they got the right coach for Bama. I think that dude's going to be good in Alabama, and it's just it's just a good fit in the state of Alabama.
Exactly.
I think we got, who else we got on here? We got Brooke Nelson on here. We got ATL on here, and we got Coach K on here.
For you,
What's happening?
I saw Angela in the chat said Alabama is still a sundown town. That's a security risk for Coach Prime and family. You from Alabama? Comment.
Alabama is a sundown town. Let me see what that's coming at. What do you mean by that?
In other words, you ain't supposed to be out. You ain't supposed to be out after sundown.
Alabama is still a sundown town. First of all, Alabama is a state, not a town. And that's a security risk for Coach Prime and fam. What? You got to explain that, dog. We got some people from Alabama up in here. We got a bunch of Beham area people up in here. Of course, I'm born and raised in the ALA. And I can say that if this is my thought, and this is what I said the other day, even. And I think I could put this on here also. Yeah, that's the perfect fit for Alabama right there. I said in the chat, and I kind of said it just off the top of my head. He got the complexion for the connection in Alabama. But it's real though. In a way, it's real.
They want you to be more frank with it.
What I mean by that, and it's not just the complexion, dog. Don't just hold me to that and saying that's the only reason. It's because of more of, I think, power and control. Right? The power and control. If Coach Prime goes to Alabama, how much power and control will they really allow him to have? I think it'll be more of a situation where it'd be like he's on a leash and come in and do your thing, but don't mess up with our tradition. Saban's been doing it like this for a long time. You got to come here and do it like this. No, we don't need all the no.
Exactly.
It's too much of that.
You can't put Prime in the barrel.
Rick George in Colorado was like, listen, man, it's yours, Prime. Who am I to try to come and tell you and tell you can't do this or you need to do this? Or, it's yours, Prime. Here's what we want to do. Win. And we want to be relevant. And Prime is like, no problem, dog. No problem. Just let me do my thing. And if I need something, I'll holler at you. Other than that, let me do my thing and we'll be all right. It'll be hard time for Bama to do that in the state of Alabama. I'm sorry. They love Alabama in Alabama. It's like being a Crip or a Blood in California, dog. You got to pick one.
Yeah, you're not giving up their culture,
one, or you're gonna be neutral.
It's a Bama. It's a Saban. It's a Saban status, a standard. It's not a Bama standard. You know what I mean? You got to meet Saban standards. That's the point. Prime want to set his own standards. Like I commented on this last night when he's releasing all of his standards on how he recruits through the transport portal, and even his standard on how he wants his players to be educated at the university and able to get a degree and maintain that transfer portal kind of lifestyle as a player. So I like how Prime is setting his own standards, and actually his standards are spreading through college football. Amazingly, kept quiet, but I like that too. I mean, I give it to Coach Saban. I see somebody in the chat, low RCS said, Bama don't really deserve coach. I feel him on that because they're gonna overlook everything he's doing, and to overlook what Prime is doing right now is just like a disservice as overlooking what Coach Nick Saban has done with Alabama. You know what I mean?
Right. Make sure when you come into the chat, turn your TV or your device down so it's not having feedback. Appreciate you guys checking in. I think we got the tennis channel checking in, and we got Michael Martin coming to the stage also. I think.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Oh, now what's happening with you guys? I think he was saying about the sundown state, and I don't know whether Crystal Wise Williams was saying explain that.
Hold on, I gotta.
Hold on. I don't know whether Crystal Wise Williams was explain that or explain maybe the complexion for the connection. I don't know. But as far as the sundown state, somebody said you better be in certain areas before the sun go down. That's like having a curfew. I don't know where that is, in the state of Alabama. I know that anywhere you go, if you're doing something wrong, don't get caught doing anything wrong. Secondly, if you're in Alabama, dog, you'll be fine in the state of Alabama as long as you just be aware of what you're doing and what's going on. Anywhere with the wrong look and the wrong skin tone and maybe hoodies on and looking like a certain character or whatever, you can be what you call a profiled.
Profile.
Yeah, but overall, man, I think people would be fine in Alabama, but I don't think they have it's like Alabama, the University of Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide is like upper echelon, top of the top of the top of the top. Nick Saban was like the governor in the state of Alabama, man. I'm telling you. So to have a black man come in and take that role, let alone a black man who is at the top of the confidence chart, top of the flamboyant chart, top of the I'm going to say what I feel chart. In Alabama, I don't know. That might be one of the last places where that'll be openly accepted in my opinion.
Chico, can I say
Chico.
something?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, man, you know what I said? The same thing. I said we would never have a black president. Guess what? Fool me. So I'm reserved now these days on when I. But sometime America will fool you, brother. And I said, man, I'll never live to see a black president. What happened? Obama shows up. So, and I'm from New Orleans. It could possibly happen. But I'm just saying it could possibly not happen too. Because what you were saying is true. What you guys are saying is true. The chances of it happening are slim and none. But I said the same thing about Obama. Fool me again. So I don't know. I don't know. It's funny though. America's funny.
See, look what you're saying though, and I think you're kind of proving exactly what I just said. Right? I said a black man who's at the top of the charts in confidence, saying what he want to say. In other words, this is this is not the conservative guy. This is not the conservative, like Barack Obama loved him to death, but he was more what? Conservative. He was safer. He's not going to walk around with no gold chains on. He's not going to walk around, swagged out. He's not going to do, most he's going to do is probably play basketball and quote a Jay-Z lyric or something like that, which is fine, but made him a little bit safer than a Coach Prime, dog. Coach Prime is going to be prime and all the time. And you got to deal with that. It's going to rub some people the wrong way. It did when he played, unfortunately. It will continue to throughout the most of these people's lives. They don't like you. They don't like you, dog. I don't like him. It's hot. What they used to call him down south was, especially even when I was imitating him when I was playing ball. You're a hot dog. Right. You're a hot dog. You're a prima donna. You're Hollywood. What?
Hot dog.
Man, y'all. Man, I used to hate that, dog. But you have coaches who are literally not like you because you have confidence in yourself. Call it what you want, hot dogging, showboating,
standing out,
standing
stand out,
whatever, dog. Call it what you want, dog. But I'm a good teammate. I'm doing the right things. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not getting in trouble legally. All I'm doing is scoring touchdowns. And when I score touchdowns, I might put my hand behind my head or I might high step. You got a problem with that? Well, tackle me then.
You don't do the hand behind
let
head.
Let me interject.
We put that in basketball. Turn that to a layup. Call it the Liberty. DEION was in basketball.
Go ahead, Liberty. Go ahead, Brooke.
Now, let me interject something else. Now, talking about coach going somewhere else. Coach is not, even if say he does 4 or 5 years down the line, leave and go to another school. He's not going nowhere where his family is not going to be successful. What are you saying, Brooke? I'm so glad you asked me. Even if Shiloh, Travis, and Shadur go to the pros, he still got Bucky working beside him. He's not going to go nowhere where Bucky is not going to be successful. Let's think about that.
Mm-hmm. I think Bucky will be successsul no matter where
he's going to be sure.
But I think he'll stay there in Colorado.
Yeah, well, that
most of the time. But what would they do to continue the YouTubing and the content creating if everybody's in separate places? Let's say Shadur get drafted, he goes to Atlanta. Travis is in LA with the Chargers, or Shiloh is in Dallas with the Cowboys. What do Bucky do then? Does he employ other people? Does Darius go with one of them? Bucky stay with one?
Bucky already said he's expanding well off.
Right. And that's
he's already saying he's expanding well off.
Right.
He already said that. So even if he expands well off, it's going to be some, because he got other people that we don't see, because I was looking at his video today, that work in well off. So if he has them go out to different places, wherever they go, wherever coach goes, is going to be beneficial to whoever is working for well off, if it's Bucky or somebody else that is designated to promote, enhance the program where coach is.
I like that. Let me see. Let's get to some of these chat questions because like this one right here. Jerome K said, have a flat in the wrong area and the undercover KKK deputy walking towards your car. Chico, you haven't been around enough. Boy.
I don't. Can I speak on that too, Chico?
And I can tell you some stories, dog.
As the smoke clears.
Listen, let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and get on that. I have no problem with people in the chats and the comments and the chats and stuff like that, but making a statement like, Chico, you haven't been around enough, that's the stuff I be having a problem with sometimes. Like, how are you gonna tell me what I have or I haven't done before?
Especially since you from Alabama.
Especially since I'm from there, dog. Dog, I've been listen. Like, what are you talking about? I could tell you stories about being pulled over by the police, like you're talking about, multiple times. I can also tell you stories that I've been handcuffed in the back of a police car and let out of that car by white policemen. You understand me? I can tell. Like, you listen. You gotta do your research and realize who you're talking to on this. Because when you talk about anything about Southern civil rights or things of that nature, please do your research on who you're talking to about this.
Yeah.
Because I just want to touch up on that too.
We ain't got to get in all in detail.
Right, I ain't gonna get in detail, but I could flex on you.
We know who we would. Yeah, you don't need to flex and break.
I want to speak up on that too as well. I was a ASP Alabama State Police officer for 3.5 years. Graduated Auburn University, War Eagle.
Hello, good evening at the same time.
I ride single foot horses down all through Alabama. Coleman. I grew up around Coleman for most part of my life before moving to Perry County, Marion, Alabama. So, and Coleman was known as the KKK capital. And I've had more help from other races than my own race, and been broke down at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in some of the craziest towns with a horse trailer with 4 horses in there. So And I ain't never, you know, I experienced some things, and you get asked questions. And one of the bars that I went into and frequently visited in Marion, known as the Shack, if you know anybody know about that part of Alabama, there not many black people ever been inside there. And I sat there almost every single night and never had a problem. So that whole aura of, you know, Alabama being this big sundown state, I just ain't never seen it. Not in my era, and I'm 38.
Yeah.
Well, keep on talking.
Yeah. I would say this too. And like I said, anywhere you go, man, you can run into racist people. Anywhere you go, you can run into good people. Black, white, orange, yellow, whatever. It doesn't matter, you know.
Yep.
And I'll give you a quick one right quick. I was coming back from, I think, probably from Hawaii, somewhere in the world. I was coming back, and I was driving from the airport in Birmingham. Now, to get to my place from the airport in Birmingham is about an hour and a half drive that I've taken many of times because I went to school in Birmingham, right? And I've taken this drive many of times, and it's always the most nervous I am going home because I got to go through these back roads and back towns and probably these sundown towns that y'all referring to.
Highway 5, Highway 14.
Oh my gosh, 14 for real. I just probably never used that term sundown town or whatever, but I've definitely had to ride through there. I'll give you a quick one real quick. I was riding through, I had my family with me. We almost back to my city. I'm probably 5-10 minutes from the city line, and I get pulled over by a state trooper. Man. And this is when being a good person comes into play. This has been athletes and being in sports and having teammates come into play, especially in smaller towns where it might be still some separation. So I played baseball when I was younger. Like I told you, I imitated DEION Sanders. So I was a multi-sport star, played baseball. Baseball was my main thing. I wore my necklace and everything. So my white teammates, of course, you have more white teammates playing baseball because that was the city league. Everything else was kind of separated. But I had white teammates that I grew up with and played against that loved me, and I loved them because I ain't seen no color for real. So anyways, I get pulled over as a grown man, driving back to my town about 5-10 minutes outside, get pulled over by a state trooper. He comes to the car. It's pitch black now. This is what a deer, you know, you can hit a deer in the road or whatever. So he pulled me over. I don't know what I was doing, speeding or whatever, but pulled me over, come to the side, come to the passenger side. I give him my license. He says, I looked at my name, said Chico. And you got to realize there's not a lot of Chicos, you know, black men in the South, in the area where I grew up. So
light skin,
you know. So he said, Chico. And I looked at him. I couldn't tell who he was, of course. I just see a white guy in a state trooper outfit. He said, hey man, are you the same Chico who used to hit all those home runs? And my heart I was like, yes, oh Lord. He said, you used to hit all those home runs when we was little. I said, I guess so. He said, man, I used to play against you, man. You was a hell of a baseball player, man. I know you're a good dude, and he let me go. You know? So that lets you know, man, people are not just looking at you. Not just looking at everybody. Everybody's not just looking at skin color. Not everybody, just because of they're white or you're black or whatever. It's about the individual, dog. It's about that person. It's about probably how you treated that person, because you never know. And I remember this from being little. You never know what people are going to turn out to be.
Yeah.
That so-called nerd in your classroom that everybody's trying to bully, that could end up being your doctor. And you on his bed years later, and he has to perform surgery on you. Right, so you got to be careful about how you treat people, what you say to people and stuff, because that stuff can come back.
Let me.
You know?
And another thing, Chico, I would say is a lot of people don't understand that a lot of the small town. Hold on,
Real. Who that is speaking right there?
It's D. Jones.
Okay, D. Jones. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't understand one thing about Alabama culture in the history is that a lot of the small towns throughout central Alabama, southern Alabama, and some parts of northern Alabama is predominantly all black. Right. Another thing they don't understand, the culture is family, man. You know, the cultures mixed together because they got to go to school together, they got to work together. These guys they grew up on farms together. Like it's a lot. It's different than most people would think, you know.
Yeah, it
who
is.
ain't from there.
Like my area, I think it was what 70+% black.
Selma, yeah, Marion
right there too.
Yeah,
you know?
Demopolis, Thomasville,
all them areas, man. Shout out.
That's all black, man.
Hey Chico, what did Mata say
the
the population of
run
it?
the list.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Carl. I'm sorry. I talked over you. Go ahead, man.
Brooke. Oh, who's that tennis channel?
Chico.
No, it was somebody else before me.
Chico.
Yeah. Yeah, Mississippi scares me, low RC. I got love for Mississippi, but Mississippi always scared me a little bit more than Alabama, just from hearing the stories of it. And things like that. Mississippi just always scared me a little bit more than Alabama. When they recruited me, Southern Miss, I told them, hey, man, I'm not coming to Mississippi to go to school. That coach, shout out to Coach Petrino. I think he went to Louisville, and I don't know where he is right now. But Coach Petrino came to my house on a Sunday and picked me up and drove me down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And I told him the whole way, dog, I'm not going to be making this drive, dog. I'm not going to be making this drive because I'm not going to be getting pulled over in the back areas of Mississippi. I'm going to be scared as hell. I'm not doing it.
Not in the back with no lights in the streets.
Oh, right, man. But much love to Mississippi. That probably would never happen. Who knows? But that was just that whole mystique.
But Chico, remember when you did the interview with Mata?
Yeah.
Remember what he said the population of Alabama was now? I remember 38% of Hispanic.
Oh, 38% Hispanic in Alabama?
Yeah, it was on your interview. You said it. I mean, when you had that interview with him and his father, either he said it or his father said it.
I definitely didn't give out that stat.
Yeah, I think he did, because I didn't think there were that many Hispanics. My nephew actually stayed in Alabama, and he's from New Orleans.
Yeah, it's some Hispanics in Alabama. I always say it's either black, white, or Mexican in Alabama, and that's not a shot. That's not disrespect. I'm just talking about some of the thoughts in Alabama. It's black, white, and Mexican. Now, looking up this, I could pull it up on the screen if it's not already on there. It says, he probably said 3.8%. I don't know, but it says 4.9% Hispanic or Latino in Alabama.
Okay.
That sounds about right. White alone, not Hispanic or Latino, 64%. That's according to this in Alabama. Now, he was talking about those rural towns, those rural areas in Alabama.
Yeah.
Those are mostly black areas. You might have a black mayor there, black city council, like in Selma, Alabama, things like that. But in over the large grand scheme of things are still ran by, I guess you would say what it says right here: white alone, not Hispanic or Latino present people in the state of Alabama. So that's just what it is. Check the demographics. Big change in the South.
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Check Governor Cabinet.
As big as things going around today, I can tell you, living out here on the West Coast, that, and I'm a black man, born and raised in California, left, came back. As liberal as California is, you still got a whole lot of non-melanin deficient or melanin deficient people in California who are racist.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'll agree to that. I'm in Pittsburgh, so I understand. You feel me?
I've been all through Cali. So
you would,
from Antioch to Humboldt County.
You can run into, shout out to Humboldt County. I had
Anaheim.
I had a teammate who went to school out there. I think it was Chico State or Humboldt State, one of them.
San Diego, Torrey Pines.
Yeah.
Be careful down in Del Mar.
I'm in San Diego, so I know you're telling the truth, brother. I live right in San Diego.
Right, and you can go run into racism anywhere on this green earth. Trust me. I used to live in Austria, and I live in Hawaii currently. And in both places, unfortunately, I've experienced some sort of, whether it's racism or discrimination or looked at funny or said something about. the color of my skin. And I was like, damn, really? So yeah, Pittsburgh, California, Texas, wherever you go, you can run into some people, but you, like I said, you can also run into some good people. You know, I've been this only
Washington, Oregon.
time in
Talk about
Hawaii.
Oregon.
This only happened one time in Hawaii. I'll break this down real quick. I was riding in my truck, and I guess I was going too slow, and I made a turn. I didn't know where I was going exactly, but I made a slower turn. I didn't realize a small car was behind me in my big truck. And when I turned right, they turned left, but I kept hearing somebody yelling from behind me, right? So I'm looking in the mirror. I'm thinking it's a lot of people out. I'm thinking it was one of the black dudes that was yelling across the street as he was, because I kept hearing nigga, nigga, nigga. I'm like, what?
Oh, no.
I'm thinking it was the black dude, right? So I move up and I turn and I look back and it's a local dude yelling at me out of the car. You slow driving the car, nigga. I'm like, oh, I can't believe this. You know, and I get halfway out the car, but he's like 30 yards away, and I know that if I walk towards him, you know, that's he being aggressive.
Don't do that.
So I'm like, you know, who knows what he can pull out of the car? That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, hey, come this way. He doesn't come. He continued to get back in the car. I guess once he saw me or whatever, he gets back in the car. But I'm thinking, and it's a lesson to everybody out there, especially the black and brown people. No matter what shade you are, dog. If you go to some areas, like we talked about, you go to some areas, you are going to get treated just like someone who's dark as night will get treated, just because your skin is. You're not, like they say right here. You're not just white. You're not one of those. You're going to be one of us. Yeah. You're going to be dealing with some racism. You're just going to be a Negro with some good hair.
You got melanin in your skin. You're gonna get looked at funny. You got any kind of melanin in your skin, you're gonna get looked at funny.
My daddy coached at Castlemont High School in Oakland, and I always heard these crazy stories from him. Oakland, you know, but I was raised, you know, with my grandma and my people in the South, you know, between Virginia and Alabama. So it was different for me. I guess I didn't see it the way until I moved here. Like right now, I live in Pittsburgh, California. It's crazy. It's weird for it to be California. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's weird. It's weird, especially in the neighborhood that I live in. Like this is my house, and you gonna call the police on me? You know, they draw down on me like, where you live at? Like this right here. This is where I live at. You know what I'm saying? We never seen you around here before. Like, God dang.
Right. Like, it was in West Oakland at first. Remember, at first it was the West. Back in the day, the East used to be mad crazy. Like we couldn't even go to the East. We had to stay in the West.
Yeah, that's stories like that. My daddy telling me, you know, I didn't grow up around it. You know what I'm saying? My older siblings did, but I stayed in the South.
Stay off of East 14.
Yeah, the East not like that no more though. The East not like that no more. But now it's like it's something else. It's not like how it was in the 70s.
It's totally East 14th. They don't even call it East 14 no more.
Well, that's international, but East Oakland, West Oakland was like back in Panther days.
Yeah.
That's when the Panthers was fighting. They was fighting the police. Police. When I was growing up, I left Oakland when I was like 22, and it was mad crazy. You couldn't even ride. You couldn't even drive the car. If it was 3 of y'all in the car, you getting pulled over. If it was 2 of y'all with a hood on or a hat on or a beanie on, you getting pulled over. If you're driving with the light on at night, you got the inside light on, you getting pulled over. If you're driving 4 deep at night, you getting pulled over. If you're driving 5 deep at night, you for sure getting pulled over.
And that's the birthplace of the Panthers, right?
Yeah, so like that was going on for a long time. You know what I mean? Like it started in the West though. And then like because everybody rallied in the West because it was just too much. And it was mainly in the East. But the Castlemont changed like in the 80s though. All of that stuff changed. Like after the Panthers got smoked out, the Panthers all cut. Like a lot of them.
The biggest area of Panthers was in Oakland and in San Francisco because they used to have a place off of Fillmore in San Francisco. The biggest two places was in Oakland and San Francisco.
And you see what happened to Fillmore after the Panthers left.
Shouts out to my dog JT the Bigger Figure from Fillmore, Atlanta. He's out there in Africa right now. Shout out to JT the Bigger Figure, man.
He went back to Africa?
I remember all that. I grew up I was like 8 or 9 when I was born in 82. So 80, when I'm 6 or 7, I I walked to I used to walk when I was 4 or 5. I walked to Lock Haven Head Start. I used to walk to before you go to kindergarten, preschool. We used to walk to school because back then our parents used to let us walk to school. It wasn't no problem because we would watch out and we knew we was to ourselves and wasn't nobody getting kidnapped and all that weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I remember when the Panthers, like all the old Panthers, like they start falling. Like it was a lot of stuff start happening. And like, you know what I'm saying? That's when you get the Funk Mob, and then you get the Blackstone, Keystone,
the Panthers had the biggest feeding program in San Francisco and Oakland. Had the biggest feeding program. They fed everybody. Anybody who was without food, single mother, she didn't have nothing to worry about.
Right. They founded the WIC program. Now everybody using WIC with women, infant, and child. Right. That was started by
shout to Dame
the
Dash.
Youth Panthers. And go ahead.
Hey, shout to Dame Dash. Dame Dash said some stuff that's really profound when he said the laws in America needs to change. Why? Because the laws were made way back when, right? When people owned slaves. And he said that if anybody made the laws and they owned the slaves, they did not make any laws that's going to really benefit their slaves. So if we're still using the same laws and same curriculums in the schools that was created by slave owners, then we're messed up right there from the get-go. All of that stuff need to be thrown out and need to be new curriculums in school and new laws made by people who are not slave owners, you know. And I really like what he said about that. What y'all think about that?
Oh, Chico, okay, before you go to that, true story, real quick. True story. I used to work for the Urban League in San Diego, California. You know, and I interviewed a lot of the older people that came out through the migration. And you know what the story is in San Diego? Even to this day, they call Mississippi, they call San Diego the Mississippi of the West.
Damn.
To this day. I've interviewed guys, and I've got it on tape somewhere, but they call Mississippi, San Diego, the Mississippi of the West, because it was just that bad when they first moved out there. I'm sorry, go back to what you were saying now about the
laws.
Yeah,
I'm feeling on that. Bit Mississippi is so much behind that. Just to build on what you're saying, Mississippi itself, when you translate it, it only means the great river. Mm-hmm. That's what Mississippi translates to. And then when you translate great river, it transfers into a Nile or the Nile. So like all Niles are great rivers, and all great rivers are Mississippis. Like it's so much behind this. But yeah, back what you were saying, Chick. Yeah, the reclassification that's been replaced on people. Yeah, the laws that was placed on so-called slaves, you know, that was supposed to be removed in 1865. They got us. They convinced people to put them back on us. Like we forgot that we fought a war to remove Negro, Black, and colored to be identified as those. You know, those was labels of chattel property or people who was being enslaved. Not slaves itself, but people who were being put under slavery or under like warship or whatever, right? So in 1996, somehow we put back the label Black on us, and that put us back under that slave rulership. And you know what I'm saying? When they played us from the Afro-American thing that happened with King, and everybody forgot. See that right there with Martin Luther King. People forgot he fought for American indigenous civil rights. And somehow that got translated to African 30 years later with Afro. They changed the Afro. I remember this. I'm like, man, because I remember like we wasn't calling ourselves Black. We was like Afro-American or we were American, like all of that, right? Because we was coming out of that understanding. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. We was knowing we was Cherokees and Chickasaws and Choctaws, and you got all the magicians wearing feathers and Indian gear, like in the 80s, we wearing kung fu shoes with chief hats and all this and that. I remember all that, right? And then like in the 90s, we go from African American. Then that's when everybody started getting, after Rodney King, they started calling us African American. And that's when they was beating us in the streets for the first time. When they beat Rodney in the street, it was the first time that ever happened. Like, what the world? Well, caught on camera. We knew it was happening, but it was caught on camera. And then they started calling us African American. Then they started calling us black, and then we started getting killed in the streets. When it was calling us colored, they was pulling us over and hanging us. But when we was called coloreds, we was Indians. we was never called Africans. So how do we get under this African law or whatever they're trying to place us under and take us out of the protection of America? Which we was under as true Americans, the original Americans here. We got brainwashed to believe somewhere down the line we not from here. This is even when you look into the where they place us in the projects and they allow police to police the streets. The Panthers used to teach a lot of this. Well, because they put us in the projects. That's where Huey and them was fighting with Philip. That's in the story. But when they put us in the projects in the 60s, right? They put us in the projects under the American Indian Bill of Rights, under the American Indian Housing Authority. Instead of putting us in the protection of ourselves, that's when the laws really changed with us. When they put us in the project protection under the policy of the corporation, which was the police, instead of giving us our own private renovation, which was broken down with King and the natives that came up with the whole Minority Act, and they allowed them to stay on renovations under their own laws. And we subjectively agreed to applying these policy laws to us under the project system. This is how it changed. I'm gonna tell you the re-ask, I'm gonna tell you. So when we moved into the projects, we went into a different jurisdiction of law, not being governed by over ourselves instead of going to the renovation. That's when the Native Minority Clause came in and we went under as minorities outside of the Indigenous Clause. All of this started to remove from us then. And this is when you get the 60s. This is when you get the no man in the house laws, the Project Section 8 clause, affirmative action, and then you get all these nation minority states, and everybody gets a chance to petition a political voice for an organization or a group of people. This all started happening in 1968. A lot of stuff started happening in 68. The state of Israel was created. The state of Palestine was split. We was removed from policy. We were put into a minority positions to where we didn't have political representation. That's what minority really mean. It means we have no political capacity to feel in a mental state to represent us as a people. And this is where they started to defranchise us in law. And sorry to say we had no representation.
You're explaining is everything systematic, you know?
Yeah,
that part.
Systematic. And so getting back on a little bit on the subject real quick, it's still systems and systematic things in place in college football.
Yeah.
to hold what they've been had in place for the longest. They didn't want to pay players. They didn't want to have certain coaches coaching in places. They didn't want to have these influences here. All of these things is I think are all systematic to keep the money in the pockets of the big wigs and do it that way. They've been pulling the cover over a lot of our eyes for a long time, whether it's been tax evasion, whether it's been like business loans, anything of that nature, man. They've been able to do that and take advantage of it for a long time without us even knowing what to do in certain situations. So when we have the opportunity to do things like Coach Prime is doing, and that is building empires for himself and his children to create that generational wealth. Like, just look at the comparison of Shadur Sanders and like a Arch Manning, right? You know, look at the NIL evaluation for those guys. A lot of people did not see Shadur Sanders coming out when he first came out talking about going to FAU or Jackson State. They didn't see this. They didn't see this evaluation. This is set for, and this was set up for a guy like Archie Manning or Arch Manning, you know, to take advantage of. Not a young black kid who's the son of DEION Sanders to do what he's been doing and to be the top NIL guy in college football right now. That's breaking the mold. That's shattering the systematic things that they had set in place, you know. And I think Coach Prime is doing it his way. And a lot of these people who are part of that system, even some organizations and schools who are part of that system or who prefer that system, they don't want to see Prime be successful. They don't want to see his son be successful, and that's just what it is, dog. I think that's simple as that. It's the same way as if, you know, you run into the wrong officer, like these people saying. You run into the wrong person of authority who don't like you for whatever reason. Prime example, go back on a smaller scale. When I was a freshman at UAB, and my coach told me, not my coach, but the offensive line coach told me at the time, because I was a tight end and I had to meet with the offensive line, of course, you know. So we go out there to meet with them, and I come out there in the middle of their meeting. I'm in the back with the tight ends, but I'm smiling too much. And the coach pointed me out, "What the hell you back there smiling for, you damn freshman? I see your ass back to Selma." Like, damn, I'm just smiling, coach. I can't be happy I'm here. Hell no. You better wipe your face, dog.
Chico.
Yeah, ain't no smile party. We about to bust some face masks around here.
People don't want to see you smiling, man, showing all your 32 teeth, big teeth, looking like baby shoes. They don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So you smile and have one mission.
I remember Chico, and probably like 94, my uncle, younger uncle, went to play for Alabama. I think he went to Carver. I was young, I was little, but under Gene. And I remember the paper. I think my aunt, she still got it in the funeral, because my family owned like one of the, you know, probably the most monumental funeral home in Birmingham. And I think the paper's still in there. And it was like, if a coach, it was like the Alabama history, you know, they had like a timeline of all the coaches. They was naming Wallace Wade and Frank and Bear and all that. And they was like, you know, it was like the boldest. It always stuck in my head. If a coach don't look like Gene Stallings, he's not a coach. That was like the standard in Alabama. Bear Bryant. If they're not Bear Bryant, they're not a coach in this state. If they're not, you know, Wallace Wade, they're not a coach. That's what the statements was making. And a lot of those guys that was coming out of Birmingham who had super potential back in those days, coming out of, you know, the small towns and out of Georgia, they got chopped because they wasn't, quote unquote, that standard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's weird. And that's why I love DEION, you know, because he letting those guys, because, you know, back in those guys with the rope chains. I remember my uncle, he had like the rope chain and all that. He came back home. He had a bald head, like they shaved him bald. He was, you know, he had on a polo shirt, button all the way up to his neck, and I'm like, yo, this is not even. What happened to my uncle? Yeah, what happened to my uncle? Like, you know, and it just killed those guys. It killed the integrity of who they was, they self-confidence, and those guys just quit.
Right. No, you're right. Right.
So let me ask you something, Chico. Out of what the brother was saying earlier and what's being said now about what's happening today, is it relevant?
Very, tremendously.
So it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly do you mean is relevant?
Relevant when I mean is it all related because what happened back then? Because you know what they say, huh?
Of course.
If you don't know your history, you have a tendency to repeat it. So
I know what relevant means, but I'm talking about, what are you talking about? What's relevant?
To what the brother was talking about earlier. Remember, brother, he was talking about the history, to give us a little bit of history lesson, and then you picketed it right into what's happening, the system today.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I could tie it in for you. I'll tie it in for you.
Oh, you say, is it relevant? Is it
right.
Is it relevant? And this is for everybody.
It ties in. I'll show you how to tie in, because when we're talking about NIL, for one, Coach Prime and his sons is the perfect representation of name, image, and likeness. Because when we speak about likeness, what are you created of? Whose likeness are you created of? You, yourself. And which name do you come in? That right there is eternal and also external, because it's dealing with family and what you do outside of your family, right? Because you're representing your family. Yes, name. You're taking controllership of your name. Or if they're not your name, your autograph. Let me be more specific. Your autograph, which gives you ownership of this name. So now that is going into freedom and controllership of your name, which you brand for yourself to use in your own controllership. This has everything to deal with everything we mostly go through, because once you control your name, no one can use it. If someone was to send you some mail with your name on it, And if you didn't agree to it, you could sue them for mail fraud, perjury, fraud, impersonation, because you didn't authorize your name being carried through the mail. That's a standard of freedom and controllership and power.
Yeah.
And also a standard of officer, which also allows you to move in the corporate function in a way to where you conduct direct business. Dealing directly is also a state of freedom, because now you have no other negotiation but your own word. So now you get to write your own contract. Now, what we call democracy is freedom within contract. Freedom within contract is the right to negotiate your own rights in terms of agreement into your own contract, instead of agreeing into terms that are being placed, right? That's slavery. So now, within contract and through NIL, players and families who hold names get to negotiate how they brand market their name in their function of family, publicity, media, and controllership of that. That is complete freedom. And that's has total reference to what we're talking about people being, how could I say, misrepresented.
It goes.
Can we call you smart, brother? I like that. I
think it goes back to right and wrong and common sense. You can look back at the Fab Five era, Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and them at Michigan.
Yeah.
And then when they were selling those Michigan jerseys with the number 4 and 5 on it, I think I had one with no name on the back. You know, who y'all think?
Right.
You think people who buy those jerseys don't know whose name's supposed to be on the back, don't know who they're representing? I didn't buy this for Michigan. I bought it because it's the number of Chris Webber. That's what I wanted. Same thing when I was in college. I remember they had in the bookstore, they started coming out with these shirts with the team name on the front and the number on the back. And I remember seeing my quarterback's number, and people started wearing that. And I'm like, damn, dog, they're not breaking you off anything from that? Nah.
Right.
That was just wrong. I remember thinking that's just wrong in my eyes. I was like, I don't want them to have the number 87 up here with mine on there, because I'm gonna feel like, you know, I'm getting ripped off. I remember going to the little local store. Hey, let me get a number 87 on the back of this shirt right here, dog. Let me get that on the front of it right here, and I can take this to my mama and them. This is what they'll wear to the game, you know.
Right. Your own brand.
Yeah, it's right and wrong, I think, man. And at some point, it came to a head to where I think, go back to even Bucky, DEION Sanders' son. A lot of people don't know his story, along with destroying the kicker from UCF and how all of this plays into it. Bucky was doing the well-off clothing while he was playing college football. And basically they told him, if I get the story correct, hey man, you can't be basically using our platform to be selling your clothing. In other words, NIL. You can't be using your name, image, and likeness to sell anything and profit from it. You know, that's a violation of your NCAA. You're getting an education that's invaluable, guy. You can't be doing that. And he fought for it. You know, same thing with destroying. They said you can't have a YouTube page and be getting money from it while playing college football. You got to pick one. Pick your college football career, education, or pick your YouTube page. He picked this.
And it was around the same time too, Chico.
Exactly.
They was around the same era.
Same time.
You can't cross brand.
No wonder that brother pushed so hard, man. He's pushing so hard now.
Yeah.
That explains it, brother.
He's doing what he's doing based off of the foundation that was set, you know, with him back in the day. People, they trying to block him from doing what he was doing to capitalize off himself. And now he's like, okay, all right, now I'm going to lead the charge to put the spotlight on these kids, to give them a platform to make money from their name, image, and likeness, all because I got all these followers on YouTube. I got the spotlight on me. I can put it on them. I can make people famous by doing this while they're in college. This is like full circle coming around for him for being able to do this, coming from SMU and building his brand while he was in college. For me, it's beautiful to see, dog. It's beautiful to see. It's almost like when kids come into school and they tell you, hey man, we got uniforms. You can't wear this. You know, you got to wear khaki pants, blue shirt, and brown shoes, right? But then the kid, you got one kid that's gonna come in there with the flyest khaki pants. His blue shirt is pushing the limit of what a blue shirt can be worn in school. His shoes are super nice when he come in. You know, I'm gonna be within the rules, dog, but I'm gonna be me. I'm still gonna be me.
And people go back and look at it, man. Bucky, Prime just didn't give Bucky everything, man. Why you think? Why you think another reason why Bucky be stunting the way he be stunting on the camera, man? Because Bucky didn't have. I mean, he wasn't bad off, of course, because it was daddy is, and his daddy made sure, made sure he was still a father. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he just didn't give Bucky, you know what I'm saying, just everything that he wanted. What he, you know what I mean? He just didn't spoil Bucky and all that, man. Bucky, all he would have been with jewelry and clothes and buying all them fancy cars. It'd have been. Why you think he acting like it's kind of brand new to him?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Bucky's own man.
Prime instilled that in them that I'm not gonna give you.
Yeah, made them go get it.
Go out there and create something for yourself. Hell, you got a name.
Yeah.
Go do something with it, dog. Go do something with it.
And create his own lane with it.
Branding is real.
That's the way it should be.
And that's why Prime.
Branding.
That's why Prime respects him, even as his son. He respects him and he loves him so much. You could tell by when he said, "That's my son."
Right.
Look what my son did. He worked so hard to do this, dog. That respect and that love is there even more now because he's seen what his son built from nothing, and look where he at now.
Cause let's be honest, man. They know all them kids. Any kid with a millionaire, billionaire parent know at the end of the day, their money gonna be there. You know what I mean? When the parent go, their money gonna always be the kids. The parents not gonna not leave the money to you. But they want him to go out, to learn and be his own man. Now he got more money to add to it, more like you said, legacy to add to the Sanders name. You know what I mean? Stacking money on top of money.
Yes, and don't be so sure. Every parent don't leave money to their kids. You got some
facts.
Yeah.
I'm a living witness. I'm a 7th-generational cattleman, and I'm out here in California. So, and we got 7,000 acres in Alabama. Now, I'm living proof of that. You know what I'm saying? And my parents and my grandparents always instilled in us is you can either pick up this cow shit or you can get out. Which your choice, but you ain't getting nothing in between free. Nothing. And that's just, more people should be raised like that. And I salute Deion for that. You know what I'm saying? He could have gave Bucky the world. Man. Bucky been all over the place. But Deion knew there was something instilled in Bucky that was just like him. And he just wanted to get out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them got a little something special in them, man. If you look at it, all of them very talented in certain little aspects of their game, man. Like to me, Shiloh, obviously he's very talented when it comes to the instruments, when it comes to playing all different type of little instruments, and he's smart as hell. He might not have that it factor and that like his daddy when it comes to the football, like his daddy Prime had that it factor. But Shiloh, he got more of a he does have the little bit of that Prime personality that he talk about. You know what I mean? He got that hard nose of Prime. Shadur is the one that got that it factor. He has the it factor that when it comes to that clutch. He got that clutch gene on him. None of them probably got his athleticism like that, but that Shadur definitely got his it factor. And shit, excuse my language. And shoot,
that charisma, that
Junior definitely something else.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think Shiloh gonna shock the world in the NFL.
Shiloh gonna be a good player.
Right out of my mouth, dog. Pause.
He gonna shock the world. He quiet now. He gonna come when he get in there. When he go pro, he gonna come out that shell and be something totally.
He might be better fit for the NFL though. He might be better fit for the NFL too though.
Might be even a better NFL player than a college football player.
Right.
When it's all said and done, Shiloh Sanders.
Shiloh's gonna be
right. What she said. He is super. Shiloh is one of those guys that Chico down our way. They say the boy's so smart he dumb. You know what I'm saying? It ain't saying that he's stupid or he dumb. It's just that he's so calculated mentally. You know what I'm saying? He's mentally aware of who he is, where he's going, and where he at right now.
That's Prime saying, we so clean, we dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense. Hey. Gotta find something. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte gonna be good. Like when he showed me that tackle he made, that fumble he caused Washington State, I said, oh yeah, he getting there. When he just pilfered that guy and just caught the ball in mid, I thought, oh yeah, he getting there. That was all pro.
And I'm sure Shiloh knows where he need to correct things too, man. You know, he's not the type of cat to take you know what I'm saying, to take you know, like I guess criticism, you know, hard, or you know what I mean, have a grudge, but he knows he got ways to correct. And then a lot of people don't understand Shiloh coming off an injury, and he got there late. You know, Shiloh he's actually more athletic than people think. Man, he played corner in high school. He didn't transition into safety until he got to South Carolina.
But I think for them too, they was in an Oyster Bowl this year. You know what I'm saying? They was you gotta understand, them kids have came from nothing but the best. Except for, you know, they built they first year build at Jackson, right? So imagine it's like a culture shock. It's like, damn, we ain't got no line, we ain't got no defense, like this. That play on your mentality when you out there in that field, man. It's like I'm so used to having this help and I ain't got nothing. Right. It's just a difference.
You know, when I think a lot of our fan base, they play often as though our players are like, I'm gonna speak pretty much of the Sanders. This is why they come at them so much, because these boys are very intelligent, and they don't think, a lot of our fan base don't think that they're intelligent enough. They always go to something. Oh, daddy ball, or his dad is doing it. Them boys are very, very intelligent, and you got.
And you know what else I see in the comments, I see in the comments, thug team, they a bunch of thugs, or this and that, or make it seem like they uneducated or something like that. But in every interview, when you see these kids, they well mannered, they talk good, you can understand them, or just because they don't talk, I guess it's proper and eloquent as they would like, you know what I mean? It's always some kind of shade.
Right.
Yeah. And see, here go Mr. Seven. Hey man, block Mr. Seven. Mr. Seven was in your live the last time hating, and somebody timed him out. Mr. Seven. He been hating. He been hating the last couple of coming over here hating, man.
Hit him with the stiff arm and ignore that, dog. I ain't even worried about that anymore. You know, say what you want to say, dog. We ain't even worried about it. Talking about
flamboyancy's paid
that ain't daddy ball, man. He keeps, I don't know who better than Shiloh last year at free safety.
And it can't be true, man. If Shiloh leads the team in tackles and he got the most turnover, he led the team in turnovers. So how is that daddy this and that?
We ain't worried about that no more, dog. I done got past all the hate. I used to be trying to respond to all of them.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing to him, bro.
I heard the chief. All I'm gonna tell you, man, don't respond to them. Don't respond to those fools, man.
I'm sure you guys will this, but
I'm sorry I call them fools, man.
I had to learn that, dog. You know, I used to. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Sanders have been in the light since they was kids. You know, they had reality shows and this, that, and the other. So they pretty much know how to be performers when the spotlight is on them. So they grew up in the spotlight. You know, I mean, I don't know if you remember, they had reality shows on the whole family. You know, when he was playing high school football, Shiloh. So they know how to get down.
Right.
And I like what Shadur doing. He's smart. He understands he understands the difference between being a quarterback and a franchise quarterback. It's a whole lot of difference.
Best quarterback in pro, man. That's what I'm saying. How you saying that? Like, we got the best quarterback. I still like, I guess.
The what now? What happened?
I don't
know people keep us
quarterback. I don't know too many college quarterbacks that take care of their their linemen buying them beats, you know, and all of that, you know. They're not cheap. You know what I mean? So
Nah,
he
Shador
looks
good, man.
out for, you know, he ain't just riding their coattail. He try to come back and make sure that he grounded. I guess he's grown. That's why they call him grown.
He grow. He been on TV for the last what, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years?
Yeah, his whole life.
No, his whole life, but he had his own reality show since 2010.
Yeah.
I guarantee you a lot of us, and I say us, I ain't just say y'all, all of them, or whatever. I guarantee you a lot of us wouldn't be able to handle the spotlight and the things that Shadur Sanders and them got to go through each and every day. Do y'all know? I'll
No,
tell you.
sir.
Let me tell you this real quick.
Criticism alone. Good God.
After we interview, or I interviewed Coach Prime, right? And after he followed me or something happened, after he followed me or shared something I did, man, my followers started going crazy.
Yeah.
My text started going, my inboxes started going crazy, right? And I was thinking like halfway through the day, like, damn, you know, it can stop now. I don't need to put my thing on silent. But what I'm trying to say is, imagine all of the hits and clicks and notifications they are getting throughout the day.
Yeah.
Social
Two
media.
phones.
I'm talking
Three
about
phones. Yeah.
just off of a post that he did that involved me and the attention that I got. I was like, like I said, halfway through the day, I was like, damn, dog. All right, no, okay, it's gonna stop.
Earthquake.
I want it, but damn.
All day.
And I just imagine like their phone's going off right now. It's buzzing right now with somebody tagging them, DMing them or something like that. Man, to be able to deal with that, dog.
And they going through
you got two phones.
they going
You got
through a
the
lot
media phone over
of
there.
and they going through a lot of crazy stuff, man. Media guys reaching out to them. You know, women. You know, you don't know what type of people. You know what type, man. People probably sending people at them, trying to set them up to do stuff. You know what I mean? And sending with girls at them, and
all
you
that.
know, all type of stuff. You don't know what them kids is going through, man. Anything to trip them up.
Hey, Chico, I want to compliment you on that, man. Because, dude, in nowadays, brother, that's like a badge of honor. You know, when he follows you like that, he's something you said, and he picks up on it. That's a badge of honor, dude. That ain't nothing to take lightly. He saw something in you, Colin, and the other guy that does the new thing. I was wondering why my other man didn't get in there.
Who?
John the Liquidator. John puts out some good stuff, you know. And so
everybody get their time. Everybody gonna get their time.
Yeah, I know, but see, he's reaching out to you guys, man, because I tell everybody this is really, you've got the Colorado base, okay? This is the extended base, Chico, and the other creators we have out there. You guys are the extended base. You guys got the inside information. I already know, Negro, you don't tell us everything. Some things he tell you guys, you don't tell him, because he'll tell you that. Don't put here's what's gonna happen. So Chico knows stuff we don't even know yet. And that, man, listen, dude, that's trust. That's trust.
Yeah.
So I got to give you your props on that.
Got to buy you trust.
Sometimes people just put it out there. I mean, give you a little breadcrumb just to see if you're gonna you know.
Yeah. Yes,
Back
sir.
LT.
Yes,
and
sir.
see what you gonna do with it. See how he gonna respond to this. What if I throw a bone like this? Is he gonna go crazy? He can't even handle a bone. What are you gonna do if I give him a full T-bone? Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Look what he said. Look what he's doing. Look how he's reacting when Jordan Seaton was seemingly not signing with us. Dog, y'all was going crazy, dog. Y'all ain't got no faith for real.
I was watching that.
I was cracking up too. I was cracking up.
Like the man brought his whole family and his grandma to see.
And but you know what? People sit back and wonder why, you know, Prime ain't reached out to him, wonder why this and that, man. It's how you move, man. I keep telling folks, man, I done seen I done said plenty of times, Chico, I done seen the same play with a lot of these YouTubers and stuff like this, man, with this, you know, with this Prime stuff, man.
Prime said it in the tweet. He said he got a lot of intel from that little spectacle that took place with Seaton. I wonder what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, I know what he was talking about. See, I used to follow a couple guys too. You know what I'm saying? And see, I'm a Southern guy, man. I'm talking about rodeo riding, 6'10", 320-pound dude, and I'm a rock steady type of person. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to be 100% rock steady for me, and a lot of these guys, man, I seen it. They was around springtime. It was go prime and defending, and now it's like, bro, you bashing them?
Yeah.
Like
you bashing them?
Like, what are you doing, dog?
What are you doing?
I can see if you giving a consistent take, you know, and that's how you stand on it. But for the ones who wishy-washy and stuff, I think that's what Coach Prime, even with coaching staff and people around him, you want guys who know how it is when things get hot, or you know, in the foxhole. Are they gonna be the same? Are they gonna
No, they jump out.
Are they gonna jump out?
Standing on sand.
Jump out, man.
Better find a
They
rock.
get shot. You know what happened when you jump out of foxhole when it's hot? You stick your head up, you get popped off.
You know what I learned with just conversating with either Coach Prime or either even Neely, right? I mean, look at this thing I gotta ignore down here in the comment section. But what I learned is, and you maybe you guys understand this, and I'm not gonna speak on anybody else and how they create their content. That's on them. But I learned this though. It's better. It's not always best to be first, but it's best to be correct. It's not always beneficial to be first, but it's best to be right, because being first sometimes can help you or can hurt you. Being first and wrong can hurt you a lot more than being, you know, fifth and right.
You ain't got to break the news, Chico. Just break the news down. That's it. You ain't got to break the news.
I love that.
Just break it down.
Slow to speak.
I love that.
Nothing. What they say? Be quick to listen and slow to speak. Don't believe nothing you see and half of what you hear.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you though, Chico. Man, you keep doing what you're doing, man. You're gonna be part of history, man. All this is gonna be part of history, man. Told y'all they gonna make a movie. Told y'all gonna be part of history, man. Now look at he linked up after on the field. He out there bodyguarding Shadur doing the raid. You know what I mean? Hey, man.
Crazy. That's
good.
That just happened right now. That just happened to be spot. That just happened. That was crazy.
Who's interviewing, man? Come on.
That was crazy. I say this. I say some people
parents. Come on, man.
I wonder. I say
Come
this.
on,
I wonder who's gonna be.
That's not genius,
One
man.
I can't hear y'all talking over one at a time.
The background of the kid.
Say it again, one at a time, guys.
My bad.
No,
I mean, it's to me. I mean, that's like the kiss of royalty. I'm like, that's perfect, man. I get to know something. I get to know something else about these kids. I get to when I see them practice, I have invested interest. I feel like I have an invested interest now. You know what I'm saying? Because I know where they're coming from because I got to listen to their parents. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Got a different connection with them. Got a you know, a more intimate connection with them. You know where they come from. You know where they're you know, if you know where somebody come from, or if you've seen them in a different light, you're gonna have a different connection with them, right? Yeah. Even if I take it back to this, I just thought about this, but I take it back to this, right? I wasn't the hugest UGK fans, right? At first. But then I happened to go to a concert in Birmingham, Alabama, and Bun B and Pimp C came on the stage, dog. And I knew their music, of course, but they came on the stage and they this when they was beefing with Master P, and they came out there and they was very defiant. They said F Master P. They had the whole crowd saying F No Limit, and this is the reason why Master P tried to stop us from coming here, and we came here to mess with y'all, and we here and y'all make some noise. And then they bumped the music, and they performed, and I had a whole different light and respect and understanding and love for UGK after seeing them in person and hearing, I guess, their personal story of what happened and the hardships of getting to Birmingham to perform for us. So I was like, I respect that. Yeah, I'm a No Limit fan, but no Limit, right? Supporting,
98.
Yeah, back. Damn, I guess it was 98. That Cash Money tour that came to Birmingham.
98.
But yeah, that just reminded me of that, man. When you get a different perspective of someone, you kind of follow them in a different light, you know.
You said Cash Money. Yeah, that was 99, 98, 2000.
99 and the 2000.
But you know, Chico, everybody did. You know, a lot of these people that speak football, they never got a chance to experience a Magic City Classic and the the real, you know what I'm saying, football. A lot of these guys talking from a perspective of going to these, you know, like out here in California, right? Football ain't football for me, like on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? It's
You play football in Cali?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I quit in high school. I listen, man. I wasn't even gonna go down that. But I'm just saying, I'm being around. I'm talking about being around the atmosphere. I'm talking about atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I'm well in tune out here in Antioch and Pittsburgh and this area of the Bay, right? For me, I'm just saying the feeling coming from the South, Alabama, Virginia. It ain't the same for me. That culture ain't the same. That feeling ain't the same. No, Prime is a Southern guy with that Southern culture of football, and it just, you can see the effect of it. Him going to Colorado and bringing that culture out there, and he understand what it take, like this local media, because Magic City Classic ain't a big phenomenon thing where it's around worldwide, but the local media, how big it is to us in the South. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he understands. That's why he mess around with these YouTubers, and he understands, like, hey, these are the guys who gonna put me out. No matter ESPN and all this, these are the guys in the trenches right here. These YouTubers, this small media.
Yep. You're
exactly big facts.
That's you're exactly right. And then if you really look at it, the corporate media is taking effect and looking at all of the YouTubers and content creators also, and then the guys who are in corporate media who didn't tap into the digital YouTube market, they are starting to do it now. Quick example: Pat McAfee came from creating his own show on YouTube, got an $85 million deal with ESPN. Now he's on ESPN, but he still has a YouTube show. Stephen A. Smith, who is the highest paid in face of ESPN without anything on YouTube or stuff that was his. He was the face of he is the face of ESPN, getting paid that money. But he looks at a guy like Pat McAfee and say, "Hold on, wait a minute. We just fired
too much money.
We just fired
too much money.
We fired 20-some people from ESPN personalities, and we bring in this one personalities with this, panel of whoever's, nobody's who we don't know, right, of non-journalists, and they're getting 85 million, and you're telling me I could be fired tomorrow and I don't have any of the things that he built on his own. Let me go get a Stephen A. Smith show on the digital airwaves of YouTube right now. I'll create my own team. I'm going to use the money that ESPN is paying me, and I'm going to invest in my own Stephen A. Smith show. And now I can call people a fat bastard if I want, because this is my show.
It's called Willow.
And now, if anything ever happens to him at ESPN, he still has a platform, a significant platform on YouTube now, where he can reach at least 500,000 to 1 million people right now. I think his subscribers is, but it's all grown from creating stuff of yourself. It's almost like an NIL
relationships.
Think about it. It's nothing but an NIL with Stephen A. Smith. ESPN is his school, is his college, right? But he's exercising his name, image, and likeness to create his own show on YouTube that has nothing to do with ESPN. So whatever he says on here, y'all technically shouldn't be able to punish me on here if I'm not, unless I get on here and say F Disney and F the kids. And
well, if he's representing those companies, that'd be it. That's pretty much it, though. And then you can monetize your own viewership, participation rate, and get your own monetization, liquidate your own videos, and get to where you control everything. That's what it is.
Everything. He owns it now, and now he's set up to where if anything ever happens, like I said, he has some power now. Like McAfee created that leverage to come in. So having said that, now you're going to see guys, in prime example, Shannon Sharp, who has a day job, but then he works, nightcap in Club Shay Shay. Stephen A. Smith broke this down too on his show. So he said,
but see, liability there wouldn't be on Shannon Sharp. The liability be on Club Shay Shay if it's branded.
On Club Shay Shay, right?
Yeah.
And so what Stephen A. Smith said was, he said, man, I work 2 hours a day, 5 hours, 5 days a week. Who was that? 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for ESPN. Just think about that, right? He only worked 10 hours a week, dog. $10 million a year, allegedly, is what he's getting paid. He says he does 15 takes a show. That's 15 takes every 2 hours. That's 450 appearances per year. That's 4,500 hours per year he's on screen, and he's given, all of those takes. Takes are opinions about a situation, right? Two things I took away from that. One is, if you do your job well enough, dog, you won't have to work 40 hours a week, for one. And for two, you can create your own platform to do your thing on the side. For three, as a content creator, what that gave me was damn near a blueprint. It tells me that, okay, I need to be putting in at the very least 2 hours of work on the internet. I need to be putting out at the very least 10 to 15 takes or opinions on a subject, whether it's who's the next defensive coordinator at Colorado, Shadur Sanders going to the league. All of these things are examples of takes. And he says he gives 15 every 2 hours. Well, hell, I need to step my game up because I ain't on Stephen A. Smith level. If I want to, I need to be doing at least trying to do what he's doing. Shoot for the stars and fall upon the moon.
Yeah, this is the question. This is the question right here. I wonder how much Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp get from the YouTube, because they got like 500,000 followers.
They making a killing.
They making a lot of money.
They gonna fool around and break YouTube.
No, listen.
You know how they do it, guys? This is how they're doing it. They'll do this.
I'm joking when I say that.
Yeah, but they'll do like one segment, just say, 30-minute segment, and they'll break that sucker up.
Yeah,
they'll break it up, and that's how they, that's how they get they get their money. My brother did that last night when he was explaining how it worked, and I said, so once you do, like that Cat Williams video, he's getting ready to go into part 2. Did you see how they broke that thing down in the segment here? Then there's a part 2.
Because all of those are
liquidation.
They can, just like this live stream right here, I could literally cut out this 5-minute segment and name it whatever the subject is, right? And that's a video, that's a take, that's another piece of content right there. Everybody's not going to sit here and watch it for an hour 43 minutes. They didn't watch excuse me. They didn't watch Cat Williams for 2 hours and 46 minutes. But if you break it down into 5, 6, 8-minute segments, it's more digestible. It's nothing different from getting a big steak, and you don't just grab the steak and take a bite out. You cut that thing up.
Chico.
So you can eat that thing and digest it, right?
Chico, I gotta give you a slight little pushback. Here it is. Yeah, you cut it up into segments, but that drove a whole lot of people to watch the 2 hour and whatever minute segment because of the segments that Shannon Sharp did.
Oh yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
cut it up.
It's like he put it into option shares and just liquidated. So
that people can see it and it'll lead them back to the full hour video. So the full video is titled Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams interview, right? So you'll have to dig through there to get to the specific subject that you might want to hear. But you got a separate video that's cut up in this specific subject. Cat Williams says this about Steve Harvey. Well, that's all I want to hear is what he said about Steve Harvey. So let me click on that 5-minute video and watch that. You know,
and see, a lot of people don't understand that algorithm neither, Chico.
Right? It's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll go back to the full video, and honestly, that's what like a guy like John the Liquidator has found out how to do that algorithm and how to tap into that algorithm, and that means that staying active, staying consistent, and even if it means that some people look at him like he does clickbait, or even if it means that he just watch Twitter all day, and as soon as like Shadur Sanders tweets something, he can make a video from that and say, "Look what Shadur Sanders just tweeted. He said this, guys. Come back to me in 5 minutes," and then he'll say that. But that's not a knock on what he's doing. That's how
he's a certified source, right?
Yeah,
that's marketing. It's all market. It's all marketing and liquidation.
And
this is basic.
It's funny for me to
the main video was a hedge fund setup, and then everything copied off of that would be a notary fund system. So that's finance 101. Like that's how that's the liquidation process.
It's funny for me to hear that, right? I come from the gaming side of things, so I was around like Justin TV, you know what I'm saying, when streaming wasn't that popular before it became Twitch, you know what I'm saying, and people don't understand like how algorithm and click and watch hours, the difference between watch hours, clicks. As long as your video, I don't care how old it is, as long as it's still getting clicked on, you still getting paid from it. Some of the biggest channels right now in the YouTube space is YouTube short channels that do nothing but shorts. You can go there, they don't have no videos. It's just all shorts, right? Because that's how people digest things. Like even from gamers, right? Streamers, they take their content that they stream 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, 8-hour streams consistently, playing 2-3 games. You break that up and you put it over here to shorts, and you drive all that traffic to your main channel. The deals that these guys from podcasters are getting, like we just speak on gamers. Some gamers are getting $100 million contracts, 150 million, 80 million just to go and stream live every night and play a video game out of their house in their living room.
Yes,
this is real.
Believe it, real deal. People getting paid your salary for 4 years, your equivalent of a 4-year salary. They're getting paid that to stream a damn game. They're getting paid that to put a logo in the bottom of their live stream. And it's all about marketing, and it's all about selling also. Like myself, I got to do better for us reaching out to different companies and businesses, even Black-owned business, small businesses, to do business and brand deals and advertisements with them. Because if we're having, like right now I have, and this is very low compared to what we usually do, because it's January, but we got 200 people in here right now, right? And we're probably 2,000 people total that has been watching this stream so far. And then I'll go look at some other channels, and they have 14 total views for 2 years. But they'll have an ad placement on there. Hey, this video is brought to you by such and such company, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, why? How in the hell are they getting ad deals and they only got 14 views? Well, they're reaching out to somebody, and whatever business owner they're reaching out to, the business owner understands the power of social media, and they know that, hey, I can put this for them, and they can use it on all different platforms. YouTube might not be their strong platform, but maybe they're getting a lot of views on TikTok, and I can put my logo in front of TikTok, and I can see how many views I'm getting, as opposed to back in the day, I'll pay thousands of dollars to get on a radio station and hope that, my radio, my ad is played on the radio during the time where my customers, my potential clients are listening. And I don't know how many that is because I can't look at the ratings. But the YouTube personality or content creator, I can look in exactly and see how many views he's getting exactly. Oh, he getting 1,000 views every video he dropped. I know my logo is going to be in front of 1,000 eyes at least. I can pay for that. So that's where this is going now. Content creators are getting major money from advertisers because that's what kept, and I came from radio. That's what keep radio afloat. Is
brand sponsors.
I thought it was the music they play. I thought if you play hot songs, I I thought it was that. No, dog. They got a set list. I remember going in trying to be a disc jockey, a radio personality, and thinking I'm gonna play all the music that I like and break some music. No, dog. You ain't here to break no music. You here to play the music while we sell these ads. Ads is where we make the money at. You want to say something, read off these ad promos. That's what you can do. And I was like, dang.
Hey Chico, I had to tap in. You guys are slightly misleading people on the workload of like people like Stephen A. and traditional media.
Wait, who is this talking? Introduce yourself.
This is Old Man. My name is Old Man.
Old Man 33, and
right.
I hear some people in the background. If you're not talking right now, y'all can mute it. I'm gonna mute it for you though. But Old Man 33, I think you made the statement saying in the comment saying that we're misleading people. I saw in the comment. And with the Stephen A. Smith work hours. Please break that down. What you mean by we're misleading people?
You're counting the hours that you see, not the preparation in pre-production meetings. So the workload is way more than 10. They're actually, when you're doing this type of job, you're working all the time. You're really never off. So the workload is not 10 hours and 2 hours this, 2 hours that. If you got 2 hours on, and Chico, you should know this with radio. If you got a radio talk show, you got 2 hours on air, you're doing at least 4 hours before that in pre-pro. And then you're not even counting meetings after that and just preparation and just being aware and knowledgeable on everything in pop culture that's going on. So that takes research, and it's just a lot more work than what you guys are talking about. And this is just creating content. This is not even going into trying to gain knowledge or hire people, the right people to sell advertisement for your channels and things like that. So I just wanted to clear that up. It's nothing big. I just wanted to make sure everybody understands it's a lot of work.
All good, but I'd like to push back on you and say this right here. I'm telling you, I'm quoting what he said, not what I think. I'm telling you what the man said. He said he's on air working for that amount of time. Now, of course, even when putting on this show right here for you guys, there's preparation time. Even for the 9 to 5 job, which in your point is probably is a big reason why I hated working 9 to 5. Here's why. Because I counted the time that I have to get up, shower, put on clothes, and drive to work as part of my work time. Like you're saying, the research time, the preparation time is all a part of the work time. Of course, that's a given. But I'm telling you what he said, from the hours that he works and the time that he's getting paid for is 10 hours a week. Now, time that he prepares for the show, I'm sure he sits in there at least an hour before and goes over notes or whatever. I'm sure he watches games throughout the week. But would you consider that quote unquote work as compared to being in the actual office? Would you consider you watching TV at home, a football game that is related to your work as part of work, as opposed to you being in the actual office and doing the work? You know what I'm saying? Those are the hours that he was referring to, and that I was quoting, saying that he works 10 hours a week, not the preparation hours that's a given that we all have to put into. I appreciate that, old man, but I don't think we were trying to mislead people like what you were saying.
So yeah, I consider it all work. It's better to work from home and on your own time and at your own leisure than on somebody else's time. But that's why they have different criteria or categories of employment. So you have part-time, full-time, contractor, freelancer, on-call. So it just falls on the contractor side, that type entrepreneur side, where you're just working when you can. That's why I said they're really working all the time, and they're kind of on call for themselves. It's better to be on call for yourself than somebody else. But
you're actually getting paid for the time on air, because YouTube pays you not for your preparation, but the product that actually put on air. Am I correct?
Your job don't pay you for getting up, showering to come there. They pay you for the time that you're in the office. And that's what I'm saying that I had a problem with when I was working this certain job. I was like, damn, y'all texting me at time I'm supposed to be off. This is time cutting into my day. I don't like that. But
you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But it's still work.
I would rather be on
I
call.
see what he's saying too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's still work. You're right.
I see.
But,
It still works.
But you rather work a proverbial 10-hour work week with having to, stay on top of your stuff while you do personal things and you're away from the job. So you're only in office and on air for 2 hours a day, but you're free the rest of the day, but you still got to stay on top of things. Would you rather do that, or would you rather just go to work and be in there and stuck in there for 8 hours a day?
Oh,
Man, those guys got teams, dog.
Right.
They got teams, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. Listen, I'm a gamer with a steak deal. So and I go live, and that's why I jump on. I use this account when I get on panels, but I'm in that space. You know what I'm saying? And I got a team, dog. I don't do nothing. I go to sleep and I wake up, and that's it. And I grab my controller or get on my PC and I fire it up. Now, anything that I'm talking about, anything like my management do that. That's what I got management for. That's what you're supposed to have management.
Well, you talking about playing a game. You have to treat yourself.
No, I'm talking. It's the same thing though. When it comes to team, bro, it's the same thing.
Let me finish. You have to treat yourself. You're a gamer, right? You have to treat yourself as an athlete, right? So when you're playing a game, you're like competing. But if you were going to create a show that you talked about gamers, it's a different type of work.
I do that. I have a panel. That's what I'm telling you.
We not saying. Wait, hold on. He painting the whole narrative. I'm not trying to go with it because we're not saying the work he puts in to know what he knows is only 10 hours a week.
Right.
That's why the
time he puts on camera to chop up videos to monetize his YouTube channel is maybe 10 hours of recording time. So we all know he's a professional, right? He's a professional analyst, right? So just off of that, how many hours do you need to put in to become a professional in anything that you do? We already know that's at least 10,000 hours. So we're not talking about his professional hours he put into his work to be an analyst. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the production he's putting on YouTube of him and what he knows from analyzing the sport, which no one can know because he probably doesn't even know. It's probably been 30, 40 years of him working and knowing. So how could we sit here and say, oh, he's putting... What we're saying specifically to you is that he only monetizes 10 hours of himself being recorded on YouTube and breaks down the videos. Now, if you took anything else from that, from what we just said, pardon me, apologies, forgive me for you being confused.
He was talking about 10 hours a day he put in for ESPN. So he's on ESPN air for 2 hours a day. He gives 15 takes per show, is what I'm saying. That's ESPN. That's nothing to do with YouTube. This is his ESPN show. So if the show starts at 11, he's not showing up there at 10:59 and saying, okay, my 2 hours starts. All right, at 2 hours later, I'm getting up out of here and I'm done. No, you got to go in that thing. Just like when Shannon showed up, they said, what time did you go to the game, Shannon? Well, if the game started at...
That's like you getting ready for a game and you ain't to practice all week.
Ocho, wait a minute. Let me finish. If the game started at, let's say 2, Ocho, I'm there at 9:45. I'm there at 9:45, first bus I catch. I'm there. I'm in the locker room and I'm prepared, Ocho. I'm not waiting till 11 o'clock. Oh, Ocho.
Right. He ain't just start working when he got in front of the camera. Is what we saying. We already know he put in the work to find out what to say when he got on camera.
The panel might look. The panel might already know, but you have to understand when you're on the panel, all the viewers don't know. So you got to be specific and explain so they understand. And I listened to the whole thing. You guys didn't clarify that there's more work that goes into production than just 10 hours of the video of what you see.
And I don't think nobody in the chat misunderstood or what they was elaborating.
I'm coming from the chat and it wasn't clear. And the only reason I'm coming from the chat and responding to making sure everyone else is clear is because I work in this industry. So I'm giving
what do you do in the industry?
I'm giving you live feedback. I work in media. I'm not going to be very specific.
So, old man, your live feedback, I appreciate it. And I think I did say that and if I'm not mistaken, if I didn't, apologize, but I think I did say that Stephen A. Smith said that he works 10 hours a week total as far as being on air for YouTube. I mean for ESPN.
Yeah.
10 hours a week. He's on air 10 hours a week on ESPN. And if I say he only works 10 hours per week, I apologize on that then.
People in the chat saying they understood exactly what you're saying.
They said what Stephen A. Smith said.
And also, we're not breaking the news. He just breaking the news down, my boy.
Appreciate that.
It all stemmed from Shannon Sharp's video.
Y'all pushing back on stuff that doesn't even matter. But the last thing I wanted to comment on was with the breakout clips from the long form videos. The reason why those are beneficial to the getting people to watch the long form video is that when you break out the clips to segment specific or topic specific shorter clips, it allows the other YouTubers to react to them, which brings their audience back to Shannon to watch the full video.
All right, now I'll say this right here. That ain't
make centralized somewhere.
That don't make no sense right there in my opinion, because ain't nobody gonna make no short form clip hoping that somebody react to it. No,
that's how it's not hoping. See, don't put words to myself. I said that's how it works.
Repeat what you said. Repeat what you said.
I understood what he said. I understood what he said. On that point, I kind of understood what he said. I
think he's wrong on that. I think you're totally.
That's not how it works, bro. Short form clips are there to make money. They gain traction to make money.
But you have to understand.
Say it again, little brother. Say it again.
The short clip is like a flyer.
All these videos on YouTube.
This argument is mute, man. This is a mute argument, man.
I'm not arguing. I'm telling you something.
I just want to hear what he said again. I want you to just say it one more time. That's all.
If you are trying to monetize videos on YouTube, all videos, short, long, are you're putting them on YouTube to monetize. But when you create breakout clips, people who don't have time to watch a 3-hour or whatever long form video, they'll first watch that. And then that will incentivize them on the quality of the video. It's like, oh, let me go watch this whole video. Because that's how it works. Those short clips.
But what you're just saying right now, did we not just say this 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, we really.
Did I not just say
that ain't what you said at first, though. You said
that is what I said at first.
You said people make short clips to react.
We was talking. Hold on, forget all of that back and forth. What we was speaking on was how Shannon Sharp did what he did and how he broke it down into little clips, and he helped bring more attention to his original video, and everything else stemmed from that. So now all of this back and forth is trying to say we wasn't just saying that, and we was just saying
I got a question for you, Chico.
So we could just move on.
Time out. Do any of you guys do reaction videos?
I do. I do it all the time on my gaming channel. Every single day, hundreds and hundreds.
And when you track your traffic, do you see the traffic after they watch your reaction video?
I react on it. It don't matter if it's long form, short form. I can break it down and react to it. I have a team. That's like
different.
Listen, dude. Let you talk. Can you let me talk?
Listen,
you didn't let me finish. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I did. But this is what I'm telling you. Just like the difference between me and Chico is Chico put all the work into his channel, right? He's the man. He's the editor. I have an editor, right?
I'm not talking about
listen,
that.
hold on. I'm just can I land? I'm cooking.
You never let me land.
I can't land, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, old man.
Okay. The question that I'm asking you.
Hold on. Time out. Listen, dog. Everybody can have an opinion, dog. But you gotta listen, dog.
No, he didn't let me finish.
Go ahead, finish, bro. You said, has anybody ever done reactions? Go ahead. Now go.
No, see, you never let me finish. I'm asking you, you done reaction videos. Do you go back and check your traffic to see where people go after they react to your specific video? If they go to that video you're reacting to, the original, do you check that?
Listen, when you do listen, I can't even, bro. Listen, when you do reactions, right? When you listen, when you do reactions,
that was yes or no.
You only gonna react on what's hot anyway. So my analytics are gonna be it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be rock steady because I'm reacting to things, to situations that everybody's already known about. When my chat come and tell me, hey, OG, go react to this right here, I already know that it's a hot topic. What am I looking for? Looking for what? It's gonna blow. It's gonna do numbers because it's already hot. So when my editor finished chopping it up, my reaction, he's gonna title it just like the original title of the video. That's the meta. You don't know anything about meta, bro. I don't even think. Listen, I don't know what you do and all that, but when it comes to this YouTube game, bro, meta matters. And if you don't title your shit right, it don't matter what you react to, how you do it, how you chop it up, bro.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Obviously, you don't know nothing. I'm done with you,
Here's
bro.
my other yes or no question that you made.
I got a question. Wait a
minute. You can't tell
change the subject up, man. I'm just trying to change the subject up because
please let's change the subject. We arguing shoes being tied right at this point.
All right, dog. We was having a nice conversation. Nobody was yelling at each other. None of this stuff. We just want to have a good, nice, clean, happy conversation, dog. We ain't trying to insult nobody. You do this, you don't do that. I don't do this. I know this. You that.
Why is water wet? Why does the wind blow?
Your opinion, dog.
Yeah.
And but respectfully, I feel like it was broken down. If it wasn't broken down, it's definitely broken down now. Stephen A. Smith said himself. I could play the clip. How about that? He works this amount of hours on ESPN per week, and that's just what it is. You want to argue or think that is something else, ask him how much he prepare and then come back to us with that research and go from there. But all in all, dog, I'm not going to sit and argue about
me neither. That's crazy.
He lost in translation.
I got a question, big dog. How do you feel about old Boyle leaving Sean Lewis and going to Northwestern?
I didn't get that news until just now. I guess you just broke
you broke the news.
Coach Boyle is not going with.
Thank you for getting back to football.
Yeah. Big Brook,
I heard he left Sean Lewis and went and turned around and went to Northwestern.
What?
I'm guessing that's more of his cup of tea anyways over there.
I'm about to say that. He's a Midwestern guy. He probably don't even like the sun and beaches, dog. He probably Somebody's phone messing.
Is he just going to be an offensive line coach, or is he going to?
Yeah, I believe he's an offensive line coach.
He's an offensive line coach. From what I know.
Hey guys, I live in San Diego. I believe San Diego State has known to have in the past pretty good teams. I think I'm gonna just throw this out there. You guys gonna probably say what you want to say about it. I think he may do pretty good there at San Diego State with that offense.
Man, you still on the panel. You talking about we trash? You still on there? You must be including yourself.
So, you won't let me speak, so I got a comment. Sorry.
Oh, that's crap. Come on, School. Come on.
I'm not ready to change.
You gotta respect. That's disrespectful, School. You on here with us, and the man lets you on his panel. That's disrespectful, School.
I'm fine with just commenting in the comments. That's fine. If you
trolling, bro.
But that's some troll type stuff.
I would mute him.
You on the panel. The man allows you on the panel, and you gonna disrespect him and say that he trash, and him and his panel trash?
Yeah.
He allowed you on his panel. That's disrespectful. That's like he allow you in his house, and you piss on his toilet.
This is trash because you won't let people come in respond, and you won't even answer yes or no to the question.
We don't even know why we even talking about reactions when we're talking about.
Yeah, but that
okay. If it's trash, why don't you leave? If it's so trash, why don't you just get up out and get out of here? If it's trash, just leave.
Hey, I take out the trash all the time. I have no problem.
Just leave.
Man, go ahead on, man. You ain't.
Yeah, man, you crazy.
Come on, man.
You can take yourself out.
You gotta be nice.
Okay, now let's conversate. So what do you think? What do you think of Coach Prime? School name?
You are the trash. You are just hot garbage.
No, we don't gotta slander nobody around. Come on now. So what do you think of Coach? What do you think of Coach Prime? What's his name? I can't see his name.
Old School 3.
Old man 33.
So what do you think of Coach Prime? Old man 30.
Prime as what?
As a coach. Prime in general, and then we can go to Coach Prime. We can go. Okay, so what do you think of Prime as a person? And then what do you think of Coach Prime
I
as a
love
coach?
Prime. I grew up playing football, and he was one of my favorite.
Where you play football? Play football in Texas?
I played in college.
You played in California, Texas, New York,
California,
Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like Prime. So what do you like so far about Coach Prime and what he's doing with Colorado?
Well, I like the exposure that he's given to the athletes, the education, financial stuff like that. To me, he still needs he's still a very, very inexperienced coach, but all the exterior stuff, as far as the business side of college football, he's doing great on that. The one thing I do not like, and this is not just a Coach Prime thing, this is an all college coach thing, is how they just dismiss players and get rid of their futures by just taking away their scholarships. And I know it's a different type of game now with the NIL, but I'm not a
football
fan of that.
scholarships. They take away their football scholarships,
always
not the college scholarships.
That's always been happening. Like you could always lose scholarship.
Exactly. You say you played college football, and you up here talking about you're crying about the way that they're taking away scholarships. Let me tell you something.
Cheat. Wait, don't bring that. See, cheat.
Y'all never let me land, right? I was still talking. Y'all interrupted me.
I wouldn't expose you more.
I interrupted you because what you just said was bull junk, dog. In my opinion,
all coach. What did I say so I can finish?
I'm going to tell you now, and then I'm going to let you finish also. But let me tell you this right here. You're talking about how they taking away scholarships. That's the nature of the game now, dog. Hate the game, don't hate the player. You understand me? And furthermore, back 20 years ago when I signed my scholarship, when I renewed my scholarship in the coach's office during this time right here, in the coach, I'm like, what am I doing, coach? You're signing your scholarship. I thought I signed when I came in. No, dog, you got to re-sign this every year. And it's going to be based off of your performance and the way you act and schoolwork, whether you're going to sign it again this year or next year.
Been like that.
So scholarships are one year.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So you saying that he taking people's scholarships? No. He doing exactly what each and every coach is doing around this time of year and evaluating the players and the rosters on the roster and then saying, I want him and I don't want him. And he's very nicely telling them, hey, dog, you lucky. Because if this was when Chico played, I'll just be exiting you off the team, and you can say you could be a walk-on, or you can continue going to school here, or you can go to another place. But you're lucky they got the transfer portal, so you got somewhere you can go. You know, but
don't be up here misleading people. Old school 33, that's trash.
But you won't be playing here, and that's exactly. You're trying to make it seem like he coming in there shooting people down and taking their scholarship. It don't work like that, dog.
Can I finish now?
You can go ahead and finish.
But in defense, he said this of all coaches too. He said that about
that
never
happened. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I said I was very.
Let him finish.
Okay, stop saying let him finish. Okay, so I said I was very clear. This is not just a Coach Prime thing. This is all coach thing. And I went to college in the late 90s, early 2000s. So Chico, I'm probably older than you. I experienced this same thing as you. Like, why am I signing this renewal? You guys promised me a 4-year scholarship. So I understand that. But back in those times, and I also explained that I know today is a little different.
Offered the opportunity.
But back in those times.
That's the contract.
What? Okay. So back in those times, I'm just going to speak specifically to my experience. I had coaches come into my mom's house, and my mom specifically asked them, is this a guaranteed 4-year scholarship? And they lied to all of our faces and said yes. So coaches were doing some scandalous stuff back then. I didn't say Coach Prime is or anyone else
was
is.
Was it a sports scholarship or academic?
But I'm saying that they weren't supposed to get rid of your scholarship unless you did something that required a real disciplinary, where your grades were bad, you're doing drugs, or you're just not showing up to any or participating in anything that they assign. But what it breaks down is coaches can get rid of players anytime for any reason, even if they're doing good and they're not causing any issues. So that's the issues I have with coaches that just get rid of players when the players are in good standing and they're doing everything they're supposed to do, and they still get rid of them.
I have a question. I have a question for the caller. Were you an elite player?
When I played, they didn't have this 5-star, 4-star. But if I go back, I probably would have been something like a 3-star, something like that.
When did you play?
Okay.
84?
Not
They
anymore.
had stars. They had stars in 95.
Okay, they had stars in 95.
They did. Well, I guess I was
Yeah.
a star, but that I don't think they really have stars like they do now.
No, they had stars. DJ
Well,
was a
send,
5-star in
send
99.
me a link where I can go check that out.
DJ Williams
Don't
from
worry about
De
it.
La Salle, California, played in Concord, was a 5-star All-American
The only thing I received
linebacker.
was like a gridiron great,
That
and
was 1999.
I don't know what that doesn't even exist anymore, but they call it a
You
gridiron great.
took me back with that gridiron great.
But see,
Rivals came
a
out
sports scholarship,
ranking high school players like in 90, 96, 97 or something like that.
yeah,
Around
yeah,
90,
yeah.
What you
94,
say, Chico?
You
About
can't
95.
the
have,
gridiron
95.
great?
you can't have
I know when I was ranked in
both
98,
ways.
we already had. But anyway,
Took me back with that gridiron great, but we
right,
appreciate
you
the
talking
host,
95,
man.
From the
man.
outside looking at it both ways. You
But an academic
can't just
scholarship and a sports
insist on
scholarship
having
is
an
not
NIL
guaranteed.
deal and being or being you want us to treat you like a man when it comes to your NIL deal, but when it comes to you're not performing to the standard that the team wants, because let's just be clear. Coaching nowadays to me is um they're on the list for how better how good they can perform too. How good
Yeah,
can you break
But
my
that's not
program?
new though.
And if
yeah,
you're not a part of excelling they should have the right, just like you have the right to do an NIL deal and request money. They have the right to say, you know what, we can't pay you this $50,000 no more because you're not meeting our expectations. So, you can go to the transport portal or you can, do what you need to do. So you can't have them both ways. I mean, it's either or. You either get a four-year scholarship and do what they tell you to do, or
There's no
not
such
take the
thing as a
money or let
4-year
them make
sports
money off your
scholarship.
name, or you can make money off your name and take what comes with it. That's where I look
You
at it.
only
And
get a 4-year
I'm just
academic
a
scholarship. You don't
common
get a 4-year sports scholarship.
casual.
Yeah, but the difference with the academics and the musical scholarships is based on your grades. The sports is based on more than grades.
You got to keep team grades and you got to keep up team policy behavior. You got all these clauses within sports scholarships. You're not guaranteed 4 years with a sports scholarship or athletic scholarship to be more exact. You feel
Well,
me?
now actually
That was only
it's
academic
misleading.
scholarships.
No university is going to do it, but you can earn a full 4-year scholarship on the first one. I've been reading on this, but no coaches is going to give it.
So what would be the condition of a partial scholarship?
A partial scholarship is normally given to those sports that don't make money, and that's how they spread out the wealth so they can have more people on their team, like track and things like that. The sports that make money is men's football, men's and women's basketball, women's gymnastics, and women's tennis.
So
Right. They
if
can
you,
bring you in on scholarship, but they're not giving you a full scholarship.
yeah,
No,
Then you got to get a
those
partial
last
scholarship.
group of 5
Then you
sports,
get
they give
your
full
aid to help you
scholarships.
with your lesson. It's so different. Like it's way different from an Aki. I mean, you get an Aki, you good. You ain't gotta worry about nothing.
yeah,
But if you go on those sports, you still might have to work. You still might have to pay for your
It's
books.
a lot.
You still might have to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? You still have to pay for where you staying, maybe. Like you
yeah.
don't get none of that with a sports scholarship. Will bring drafted under a sports scholarship. And it's not 4 years. It's never going to be that.
Yeah, I just got done looking at that article, man, about old Boyle leaving the Northwestern. That's crazy, man. I can't believe he. I wonder why they not making a big deal about that, like they was about them leaving Colorado and stuff, man.
Everything has been made a big deal that leaves out of Colorado, especially even like some of the walk-on players. Shout out to Micah Harrison. He was a walk-on who really produced, but I'm talking about some walk-on guys that didn't even touch the field,
Don't even know who they are.
didn't even travel to some games.
Right.
They're reporting that, oh, this walk-on is leaving Colorado, and he's leaving Coach Prime, and Coach Prime, all that stuff being reported like that. That's crazy, man. So I think that still is going back to like that systematic stuff that is in place that they don't want Coach Prime at the end of the day to be successful. By no means
Not at
that
all.
Of course they don't.
much.
Big Chief.
Yo.
Big salute. This is Bishop.
Oh,
hey, no. Bishop, what's up?
Hey, what's good? What's good? I hear the barber shop is on fire. I'll see y'all. Listen, the truth of the matter is, let's just be honest. When DEION took this job, he already knew the blueprint was already set by the Big Five. So when he had to come in, he had to come in hot and had to have a game plan, which he showed the president from the outset of what his plans were, because he knows wins and losses is what the ultimate goal was. In order to do that, you had to first build the foundation, and oftentimes the foundation has a lot of impurities, and iron sharpens iron. So with that said, we saw what he saw in the first year, but understand now that he has that foundation, he's building according to plan.
Right. And I think so too. You're exactly right. He's following his plan. And the thing is, if you want to use that house analogy, he was down in Mississippi. He built a smaller house, or a nice house, should I say, with less utilities, less resources, less budget. He built that house. You can't discredit the tiny house he built with Trinity and Truth League. I said Trinity, but with the Truth League back when they were younger. He corrected me one time when I said being a head coach on this level. And he brought me back down and said, no, you can't say on this level, because being the head coach is being a head coach. And then I thought about it, and I said, you're exactly right. Because even if you're being, with being a head coach, you're the CEO. So even if you're a CEO of a small business, small company, or a big company, it don't matter. You're still the CEO, and you have to run things accordingly, no matter what it is. So it only will make you, I think, a better CEO, a better coach with more resources if you can do it with less resources, like he's proven to do at Jackson State, and even with the youth league and the kids league and stuff. I think that all helped him to get to where he is now, and that head coaching, that CEO experience is helping him bring in these quality coaches, and which in turn going to bring in more quality players at the end.
Like Devin Risk Piece, whatever his name is.
Right. More and more of these pieces that are more fitting to him will be coming in. The longer he stays there, the more he'll get comfortable, the more people you'll see around him that's been there from day one. You'll see other guys phasing out that just wasn't either the fit, or they got other opportunities, which is the goal for Coach Prime and these young coaches, for them to get other opportunities. And as he said, elevate, not just stay under me, but elevate. Right. And that's what he's doing. So,
and you know what, Chico, and that's exactly, and really this past year should prove, and I hate to bring it back up, but she should prove to everybody that Prime was right. You know what I mean? You can't stay down there for 10 plus years. It's better to elevate or get what do you say? It's better to elevate or get eliminated or something like that. You know what I mean? By him going up to see you or whatnot. And now look at all these grand coaches, Hall of Fame coaches. 2 Hall of Fame coaches got fired the other day. They giving them the media, they powder puffing it, talking about come to an agreement. No, they got fired. Bill Chair got fired. Pete Carroll got fired. You know what I mean? And if you really want to be honest, Nick Saban might have got fired because I think he struck a deal with the NCAA. You know what I'm saying, on that getting leaving Florida State out. Hey, give me one last chance, man. I promise I can get in there, and I think I can win it. And that's why probably Saban had to get up out of there, man. They gave him that. Hey, you couldn't win it. You didn't win. You signed that paper, man. You got to go. We gave it to you. We broke one of our deals. We took one up the hind corners for you for leaving Florida State out, and you couldn't finish it. Now, hey, you got to get up out of here, buddy.
Right. Wow. Well, I think, man, at the end of the day, what he's doing up there in Colorado, he's setting himself up to get a win and be comfortable for the long haul. That's just what I think. I don't think he's like he said, he's not a big traveler. He is not a world traveler. Like, you know, some people, I want to go see the world. I want to go to Italy. That he said he don't do none of that.
You don't go none of those places.
That man can go back and forth from Boulder to Texas. And when you have a big property like he has, you really, man, he don't have to leave to go nowhere, for real. So you telling me I can go from here to Boulder, away from everything too. Like it's almost an extension of his home with football.
Damn, what's going on, Chico? You got a man fan down there in the chat. What are you talking about?
Oh hell no, man! Y'all wild.
Chico, what kind of show you running here, Chico?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, dog.
Let me.
The barbershop is fire.
Man,
What kind of show you running here, man?
Man, I'm about to pull it.
Chico.
I'm about to pull a Charles the White and get up
Chico.
out of here. Yeah.
Chico.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get to something. I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna get off. Something that I want everybody to consider. Tell me what you think. When the fact that Coach bought his house in Colorado, he's still in the process of revamping that property. He's talked about buying some more property. He's talked about putting at least 1 or 2 lakes on the property in Boulder, like he got down in Texas. What makes you think a man gonna invest all that money in a property if he's gonna leave in 2 to 3 years?
Exactly. I have no idea, dog. But I'll just say this and kind of piggyback off what you said. And I'm going to say this. I think old man said earlier. I'm only going to speak from experience. That's what we want you to speak from, experience. Let me talk about things that you know. You know what I'm saying? Speak from experience. So I'm going to speak from experience right here, talking about when I went to Boulder. When I went there, and I don't know how many people on the panel has actually been there, right? When I went there, I had a sense of, and it's coming from, as we talked about earlier, coming from Alabama, where it's what, you know, a lot of black people, a lot of white people, right? It's a lot of hood stuff going on, right? A lot of ghetto-ness, you know. I went to Boulder, Colorado, dog. I feel like I was Mike Epps on the movie Friday when he was in Rancho Cucamonga, and they says, step outside, smell the air, taste the air. I don't see no chicken heads. I don't see no gang banging. I don't see no gun violence. None of that stuff. That's how you feel in Boulder, man. And if you come from the hood, like Coach Prime has also, if you know when you get there that it's different in that area. And it's just, I'm serious. I'm trying to figure out the real way to explain.
That's how I felt too, Chico, when I landed. And I came from Denver. When I got into Boulder and I stepped out, I say the first thing that came to my mind, I swear, and I'm not gonna say the exact word, but the first thing that come to my mind is I breathe and I say it's too crisp for the N-words to be living here. You hear me? The air too clean, bro. And then just walking around like downtown and the little square, bro, it's like a culture shock.
It's like even people who come there with bad intentions,
yeah,
can come out there and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do nothing bad here.
I can't do nothing here. No, sir.
Right. I'm gonna change my mind when I get up here. That's what I'm trying to say, man. It's not that.
Well, that's because all the black folks is down in Aurora, you know, in Denver.
I would say just black folks. I'll just because some black folks, you know, I saw plenty of black folks up there when I was there who didn't have that mentality. It's about mentality. I don't care what color you are.
Yep.
It's about mentality, dog. And mine.
And it's love there too, bro. It's some real respectable people.
I literally saw, y'all can watch on my Big LT. Y'all can watch on my video too. I literally saw people, black people from everywhere, dog. North Carolina, California, Texas. And I'm like, what y'all here for? Y'all got like which one of your players y'all here to support? Oh, dog, we here for Prime. I've been a Prime fan since I don't know how much I heard that. I've been a Prime fan since You know, I don't have nobody on the team. It's Prime. I'm here for Prime. Dog, that's real deal. The Prime effect is real deal. This video right here is from Well Off Media, and this is it was showing Coach Prime's house. That's why I put it on here. It was showing his house. This looked like Mississippi right here. Where's Canton? Oh, Canton, Texas. That's Texas.
Let me say that. Yeah, that's out in Texas.
That's down where we got his current house at.
Yeah, that's where his ranch is at out there in Kansas.
Y'all see it?
Yeah. Down in Texas.
Man.
I heard in the great state of Texas, baby.
That's cold blooded, man. Texas is beautiful too, man. Because I like I said, I lived there for about a year, and it's huge, wide open. I remember we went to a restaurant, and it was like going. I've never seen a restaurant so isolated. I was like, damn, how people get here? Like, do they? But it had the best brisket I've ever had in my life, dog.
Texas got the best breakfast burritos in the world, my boy.
My gosh.
Good Lord. Straight fire. 18 pounds of breakfast burrito. You be like, this burrito is so heavy. I can't eat this.
Yeah.
Canton is between Dallas and Tyler. Okay. In Tyler, Texas, that's where Jamie Foxx is from Terrell, Texas. That's right.
Even Terrell. Yeah, even Terrell. I used to live out there. He used to ride past his grandma's house all the time, man. He still keep it up, keep the yard fresh, got a big gate around it. Still look nice like somebody living.
My roots is in Texas.
You from Texas, right? Whoever just said I used to live out there.
My roots is in Texas. I went to an
Yeah, I'm from Texas, brother.
What part?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay, DFW.
I lived in Texas 5 years, man, and loved it. Lived there 5 years and loved it.
I come out there to go to the gut all the time.
My roots is from Texas. Both my mom and daddy came from Texas. I went to Bishop College at 3837 Simpson Stewart Road, 75241. So I know all
we played Bishop.
I'm in that 75241.
Houston Tillerson, we played Bishop.
Oak Cliff.
Yes, indeed.
When you hear Oak Cliff, it's time to go.
Nah, man. Cliff. That's the stiff cliff, man. They call it the stiff cliff, man.
Yeah, man.
Cliff.
Ice.
I stayed in the
stiff cliff, man.
Lived in a mostly Mexican town in San Angelo, Texas, and also Odessa, Texas. Shout out to Odessa, Midland, and San Angelo, Texas, West Texas, man.
Yeah, I started coming out there to go to Yellow Belly and Texas Motorplex and the Speedway, and my first time out there was a culture shock. They took me to a place called Harry Hines. I've never seen one road where you can get every single thing you ever want in life on that one street.
Yep.
Craziest shit I ever seen in my Harry Hines. I think everybody should take a trip to Harry Hines at least one time. It's a culture shock.
Is that in San Antonio or what?
Dallas. In Dallas.
Grand Prairie.
No, it's not in Grand Prairie.
No, Harry Hines in Dallas.
But don't it run all the way? It run all the way to so the racetrack Yellow Belly is in Grand Prairie, right?
And Harry Hines.
It run long. Harry Hines.
It run all the way down to Grand Prairie.
Long, man.
Yeah,
all our streets out here run long.
That's a crazy place, brother.
And they also have
Harry Hines.
I don't know whether this is all over
forever.
But it definitely was in San Angelo, Texas. They had my first time seeing a drive-through convenience store. I was like, boy, this cold-blooded right here, boy. You know what I'm talking about, BLT?
Say it again,
I said it was my first time seeing or experiencing or going through a drive-through convenience store where you drive.
I haven't seen it. Where's that at, Chico?
Oh, for real? Okay, I thought it was all over Texas. It was in
Nah, it ain't nothing all over Texas, man. Okay. Now you can't. I'm telling you, brother. Some parts of Texas, you can't have no drive-through convenience store. You can rob.
Yeah, they couldn't have that. That's town.
That's what I was thinking when I saw it. I was like,
the first time I seen a drive-through.
Yeah, that's why certain things sold. Everything
off there across Trinity River in Dallas.
Yeah, you don't have no liquor store in the Cliff. You don't have no liquor store, and the pawn shops don't sell guns in the Cliff, man.
River, cross Trinity River. Cross Trinity, yeah, cross Trinity River. That's the first time they got about 2 or 3 drive-through liquor stores over off of Trinity River.
Oh, the liquor store, yeah, they got that drive-through liquor store. You talking about what's it called? They got a couple of them. The Hispanics own them. Man,
Yeah,
so a couple of them
I guess
Arab guys.
I
Yeah,
guess
they're right there. What you showing, Chico?
it might be a Hispanic thing because that's where, like I said, I was in the 85% Hispanic area, and
Yeah, them Hispanics own those.
it didn't. Well, yeah, it was kind of like this,
But
kind of like
those ain't in the hood though, Chico. Those ain't gonna be in the hood, brother.
Yeah, they ain't in the hood.
exactly. This is what it looked like right here, the one I went to. Yep. Look at this, dog. It was like a barn. That's what it looked like right there, cuz. That's crazy.
No, sir. Yeah, they ain't around here. They ain't in the DFW.
That would not
survive. If they got that, that's gonna be on the outskirts where you go get your firecrackers.
Yeah.
That's in LA.
That would not survive where I'm from. You got, man, I know some little homies that are coming that thing 4, 5, 10 deep, you know, like a mission, like Ocean's 11 or something. Hey,
What you talking about, from Selma?
Yeah. They
would have took all that metal siding off that building.
This would not survive, dog.
They would have cut that up with a torch.
Man. Yeah, these smokers come through there, boy.
I hear
that
you
whole
back
thing down,
in Atlanta. I hear you
Yeah,
back.
in Atlanta,
Drive through, they got them down there. They got the drive through in Atlanta. I know that's right.
What the water boys come take over? Listen, the mission is we coming full force in numbers. You can't catch all of us. Take your pick, you know, and that's how they'll come with it. That stuff getting robbed each and every day.
They got drive through. Somebody said they have those in California. What part?
Well, it was in LA.
John Wick,
Like Inglewood.
I ain't never. Gotta
to
be down there in the wood or somewhere, because
was
I ain't
one,
seen them up here in Northern
in LA?
California.
Yeah,
I ain't seen no drive-through liquor stores
none
up
in
here.
the Bay. Not in the Bay, LA. When you go to Inglewood, used to be one on Crenshaw there on Manchester and Crenshaw. It used to be a drive-in, like liquor.
Oh, yeah, the liquor store right there. I know what you're talking about.
They had
off the Shaw. Yeah. But it wasn't like that, Brody. That motherfucker was sealed and barred up.
No, that little one right there, but on the corner of Manchester.
Yeah, but I'm saying it wasn't like that right there where you can just drive in, everything open. It was like it was a front.
Like a little storefront. It was one like that. It was one I think over there in San Pedro, over there in between Compton. I think it was another one in Compton. There's a couple of them little
red store.
They was drive through like little quickie mart stores. But
the red store like that right there in Compton.
You know what? They may have one in Orange County, because Orange County is kind of like a real rich neighborhood. But I'm not sure.
I doubt Orange County. Yeah,
they may have one in Orange County. I'm not sure though. But if they're gonna
I've been all through Cali. I ain't seen one.
Yeah,
I seen one of those too, like in Humboldt.
They're not in the area. Them stores all over Texas, but they exactly where they supposed to be at in Texas.
Yeah,
you'll catch them in Humboldt.
I guarantee you, they ain't got one in the South. They ain't got one out here in the Grove. Ain't one in the Cliff, and ain't one in West Dallas or East Dallas.
They wanted the two.
I guarantee you that now. Ain't none out there in Fort Worth around Stop 6 and none of that.
Funky Town
right now.
Shout out to Funky Town, man.
Shout out to Lake Como. That's Lake Como, Fort Worth. That's where my mama come from.
It'll be people rubbing their hands together like Birdman where I'm from. They saw one of them things going on.
For sure. Marion too. Dallas and Perry County, where that boy. Whoo.
They'll be waiting. Like just one more week. Let that thing open on up. I'm about to get they'll be plotting on it. What?
You couldn't even have that in the gump.
A little
they ain't lasting now.
Little 10 thing. I remember being like a 13 years old, and my friends, even my cousin, who's a lawyer now, he'll tell you this story. But they had they just came around the hood with a whole bunch of Nike tennis shoes on one day. Like, damn, y'all got the team shoes? How you get the team shoes, huh? Man, they broke into the side of a Foot Locker that had a warehouse or something that had those 10 metal sidings. Man, they didn't cut a hole in the side of the wall, dog, and stole all the folks' shoes.
That ain't nothing like the rent outs. We used to pull straight rent outs. We used to release in the Foot Locker. Everybody just rushed the back and then run out the door.
Oh, man.
Chico, you remember when they
rent out?
You remember when they first opened the hat plant? Look how they closed that. People stole all them fitted caps.
Oh, you can't, no man. Anything valuable like that, dog, in a little small rural town, people feel like they own the town anyway. Like you coming in, you bringing a business here, dog. There was a restaurant they opened up in where I'm from, and the dude, I remember talking to the owner because I was trying to do some business with him. A month later, he said, "Man, they cleared me out." I said, "What?" He said, "Everybody I hired was stealing meat from me at the end of their shifts. So, I'm losing $200 worth of meat every day. I had to close it down, Chico." I said, "Man, I'll tell you, folks ain't right."
That's like Fred's. I don't know why Fred's is still open.
You mean like the Fred, like the what you call it, the supermarket Freds or something? The store Freds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Fred's is like they've been robbed. The workers, because I can't remember. I don't know if it was like before you get to Thomasville, but they had opened up they had a new, I think it was New Era, was making fitted caps down there.
That's, you know what?
They had the plant.
I vaguely remember that. You're exactly right.
And I'm talking about they stole so much product that they closed the whole entire plant down.
Damn. Hey, real quick, let me pull this up too. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna pull this up and share with you guys. Like I normally, not that, but damn, where is it? Shout out to Big Sub, the father of Chidozie Nwankwo, who came on to Prime Parents. I told him I was gonna put these videos together, but I haven't had a real chance, so I guess I can just show them to you right here. But also got this news right here. Adam Schefter broke the news. Interim coach Antonio Pierce has emerged as the leading candidate to become the full-time head coach in Las Vegas. Of course, he should be with the support of key players there. Per league sources say there will be other options for Raiders owner Mark Davis to consider. But as one source said, I would be blown away if Antonio weren't the pick. And also their star defensive end, Mason Crosby, said that he would request a trade if Antonio Pierce isn't retained as the head coach. I think he was the defensive coordinator first before they fired that coach and then brought him in as the interim. I like him a lot, and I think if he doesn't be brought back as the head coach, my take was to have him come in to be the defensive coordinator in Colorado. That's just me. That's just what my thoughts were. Let me know what y'all think, but let me show this real quick before y'all give me those takes. Chidozie is in Boulder. I wanted to show these videos. I probably could show them better because I have them. But speaking of that brisket, his parents came up to Boulder and made some brisket for him. I don't know if it'll play right here. Maybe I need to pull it up. But he sent me these. He sent me these videos on my phone. I got to make a full video out of it and put it online for their arrival in Boulder, Colorado. But I can't wait to go and eat some of that food that they have. Woo. What y'all think about Antonio Pierce, though, or the new whoever would be the defensive coordinator? Who y'all think should be the defensive coordinator for Colorado? Am I still on? Did I go off?
Me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Who you think should be the defensive coordinator? Not you, but who?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think Leonard would be a reasonable choice if you're looking at the future of keeping the head coach. Maybe he might be out of there 2-3 years. I'm out here, everybody else I see gonna be out of there as head coaches one day. I think Prime gonna try to get somebody who he gonna have in there, you know what I'm saying, for a while. So I don't know. I mean, that's the only reason why I see him, because I don't see him being a head coach real quick. I see him maybe sitting in there, getting a couple of years in there behind the defense. But who knows? I don't know. It might be Prime. Prime might be the DC. Who knows?
Oh no,
Nah,
Why
Prime
not?
DC.
hell no. And then Prime, he was an offensive guy. Believe it or not, he was an offensive guy when he was in high school. He was an offensive coordinator when he was in high school.
Yeah,
Right.
he was the OC.
But
It's
as
plenty.
a
I think there's plenty of options for him to pick some good coordinators. People he got relationship with. Ken Norton Jr., former teammate. So it's just I don't know when they're gonna make that call, but
I think that Chico, I think I will be satisfied with the Leonard fella. I'll be satisfied with him, but I think I wouldn't mind Ken Norton either. But neither one of them. Hold on.
Somebody said Lawrence Taylor.
I would think that
Ken Norton,
they not splashes, the splashes that Coach Reed was insinuating. I think it's gonna be something that's gonna, I'm hoping it's gonna be something that's gonna shock everybody. 'Cause, Prime is all about the tabloids too. You know what I mean? He loved to grab the attention of the people, and I think that's what it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's an attention grabber, and also it is gonna produce what we need as a defensive coordinator, and not necessarily just an ex NFL player with no NFL defensive coordinator experience. I don't want that because even though I would think it would be fire to have somebody like Ray Lewis or Ed Reed as a defensive coordinator, but also if it happens not to be successful, I don't want people to have that over prime head to throw that on them. You know what I mean? If it's not successful, so I want it to be a defensive coordinator that has the experience. You know what I mean? Like an ex NFL coach, like you were saying, Chico. Hopefully, I was hoping since the season had ended that somebody from the coaching ranks up there would come down to be his defensive coordinator. Like the other day when Coach Hayes was talking, he was sideways slapping, trying to slap Prime with somebody and fans somebody who next y'all gonna have as a coordinator? Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. But I guarantee you he got real tight the other day out of nowhere when Nick Saban and Bill Belichick got fired and quit because when nobody expecting that. And he was just talking trash the day before that, talking about, oh, what you could think Prime gonna get them guys over there? And when they got fired, I know he was like, not expecting. We knowing they not going over there, but when he wasn't expecting that, and I know he thought about that for a second too. I know you were probably listening, Coach Hayes. I know you thought about that, man. But anyway,
I expected Saban to retire this year, week 8.
yeah, I did too. I did too.
I said it on here. I said it on a few channels too. Like week 8, week 9. I said Saban done. He ain't coming back. They was like, "Why you say that?" I was like, "Cause he ain't." And it happened.
72 is old for college, man. In my opinion, 72 is old for college. College coaching.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's old, man.
And to be running
That's
around.
old.
That's old, dog. That's a lot. That's a lot of energy it take to be recruiting these young kids and stuff.
Yeah, and recruiting coaches.
Right.
The NIL man stressed him out, man. Everybody leaving. That's why he lost against they didn't leave when they played Georgia. He
didn't have control, man. He ain't got that control like he used to. He can't go.
Didn't he lose 18 players before he played Georgia, or was that after he played Georgia? I think he lost at 18. Then he had to play Georgia, and then he lost. And then I think
he lost too many. Did he that we expected to lose? He lost too many. Nick Saban used to having full control over them players in his roster like that. He used to, being able to bench a player if he don't do right, and he got another one right behind him that's ready to go. You know what I mean? But the NIL, they messed it up. He bench a player, he ready to hop in the portal and dip. You know what I mean? And he ain't got all horses stacked on deck like he used to back in the early 2000s over there in that roster either.
Right. All right. Georgia just snagged Alabama DB coach and made him co-defensive coordinator. Caleb Downs is seriously in play, they're saying, to go to Georgia. As you see him right here, Downs being, well, I'm seeing him right here like y'all can see it, but I'm looking at Twitter with Coach Kirby Smart coming shaking up Downs after the game. When it sought him out and found him to go shake him up. And now they brought over the DB coach and made him the co-defensive coordinator at Georgia.
Tavares Robinson.
Chess, not checkers. Yeah, T-Rob, right? Is that who they're talking about?
Tavares Robinson.
Okay. Somebody asked me about him earlier, and they just said T-Rob. I'm like, there's a lot of T-Robs, dog. Who are you talking about? But if he's the defensive coordinator now, you can see some players probably leave from Bama to go to Georgia, which would, not be such a drop down move from going to Alabama to another smaller school or something. Going from Bama to Georgia, that's like going from here to there, like, parallel kind of.
Right.
Right.
And I
But
don't like
that
that.
wasn't
That's
only his
stupid,
coach.
man.
That he was also like the top recruiter, wasn't he? Travaris
Yeah,
Robertson.
Tavares
He was
Robinson.
top recruiter for Alabama. So they lost their top
But
recruiter too. And
but
he went
that's
to
silly to
Georgia.
me, man. That's like living in a mansion mansion neighborhood, and you move right across the street in the same type of house.
Well,
I mean, like that it don't make no sense.
right across the street in the other house, they might have some gated community. They might have a better security guard at the front gate. They might have less neighbors.
Your cousin and your auntie over there.
You might have family
He should
members.
have came on up there to the mountains. That's what he should have came.
They came on up to the mountains, dog. You right.
He chilled with his homie. Wasn't him and Kirby together? Didn't they coach for Saban together? Was he there when Kirby was there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They were joined at the hip. Him, Kirby, and Dabo.
Come on over to where the buffalo roam.
Man.
The bolder where it's colder, baby. Bounce around and get busy.
But they
hopefully that secret visit with some of them guys, man, with some of them Alabama kids, man, that secret visit and Washington kids.
Yeah. All right, real
and
quick.
I was really hoping that Dan Lanning got that Alabama job. That way we could have stuck it to the Oregon fans for Dan Lanning leaving, and some of them players could have went here and dipped out. You know what I'm talking about? And we could have might have snatched 2 or 3 of them up.
He wouldn't have been a fit in Alabama either, in my opinion. I think they got the right fit out of the coaches who was available. They got the right guy, in my opinion, coming from the state of Alabama. I think they got the right guy that fits in, that looks the part, that fits the mold, that's young enough, that's probably not going to say too much of the crazy stuff, that's not too, I guess, like Dabo as far as being religious in some areas. I think they got the right person. All right. 2:51, 2 hours and 51 minutes. Everybody now about to go have a great Saturday doing whatever it is they do. I'll be back on later at some point. But until then, shout out to everybody who came through in the chat. If you haven't bought any merch yet, you can get you some merch, wear it on your chest proudly. If you want to support the page, you can by liking, subscribing, and commenting and sharing this information. You guys been on the panel, you've been a part of this show, so you should be sharing it. Say, hey, listen to what I said on here. Listen to my take on here. I got to arguing with Big Dog Chico. I'm old man 33. I came on here and made Chico respond to me, and the chat went crazy. Share it.
Hey, but that was not the goal, but whatever.
No, it's all good, Big Dog. It's all good. Hey, and what you, not to even go back, not to revert, but what you said, I understand what you were trying to explain. But I think the pushback was, I felt like I explained that, and it was crystal clear that we were talking about Stephen A. Smith and what he said, and the amount of time that he spent on air. And yes, of course, we know that preparation goes into that. With whatever you do, preparation went into me coming on here, today. Whether it was 5 minutes of prep or 5 hours of prep, it took some time. So we understand that. I appreciate you coming on. Hope you come back. Hope everybody else come back, and we have more discussions like this soon. Big Dog Chico, the brother wants to give you the real information. Listening, okay? Whatever that means, Sid. Appreciate you. Coach Hayes somewhere mad as F. Coach Hayes somewhere in the mirror arguing with himself. No, you be quiet. No, you be quiet. No, give me a yes, no. You. I'm gonna give you these body blows. All right, dog. Go argue with a tree somewhere, dog. Chico, I need some old now things. Old now thongs. Oh man, here we go. You gotta be. That wasn't real good, Stink Mouth. Give me a good one. I'll laugh at it. All right. Give me a good one. I'll laugh at it. Let me see. There is no such thing as a parallel move if the money bag keeps increasing. Now he might be getting more money for the move. Could be. But as far as the schools terms, as far as the size of the schools, the level they're on, Bama to Georgia is not that much of a huge difference. You're still on that top level, whether you're going from Georgia to Bama or Bama to Georgia, either one. But long story short, I appreciate y'all checking in, man. It's time to go do something else for the day. So
thank you.
All right, appreciate it, brother.
God bless
you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
For sure. And I hope to have you guys on again. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah. And before I get off, I guess I'll do this. Bam. Get you some. If you haven't already. Originated by the biggest dog, Chico to the sea, and the place to be. That is I. And we here. Appreciate you.